Well, yeah, I'm sure it's easier. Yes, Kawhi lab.
All right, let's do this. Let's go home and get the heck out of here. All right, quick podcast, good podcast. Let's do this, George. Yo. Yo, Sneak This Podcast, episode 213. George, Greg, back in the building. Pow, pow, pow.
I think from now on, unless you have like something to get off your chest or a shout out or something, I think we need to do a recap first before we do other stuff like pickups and stuff. Like recap what we said last week. If something transpires, so like we talked about Kobe's, let's recap Kobe and Union release.
Of course. I mean, not recap unions because that haven't happened yet. I mean, it happened, but we didn't talk about it yet.
Yeah. Oh, you just talk. You saying talk about it in general. Well,
I forgot about
recap
that
because it happened.
Which I figured you were gonna bring up anyways in pickups or something. Anyways, I just kind of assumed
Union pickups.
I mean, I don't think you picked them up, but
I said Saga text today that said because I was watching YouTube videos of like because all these apparently now the new thing on YouTube is not necessarily sneaker vlogging. It's like botters that film themselves botting and people like that's the new thing. So I was watching this bot video and failures. Turn another bot video on. Failures. And both the dudes copped manually. But I sent him a text like, I was sitting here watching these videos and I was actually getting excited that these bots were failing until I realized that I also failed myself.
I need to see them videos because I haven't ever looked for those, but I figured that there were videos out there like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, cats. I mean, I don't know if they do tutorials or what, but they definitely do like, here, put the camera on this live while I'm doing it to show you like if I get success or whatever. And everybody took L on Union on bots.
I mean, I seen like where they said Union Man, the owner or founder or whatever, said that there was way more fours than there were ones. So, I mean.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, I mean.
The release was different though. Didn't ones last for hours and hours because they like something different happened? I mean, I know you kept getting that like I'm not human error.
Like I think that was their way of like, I guess it lasted long because we all kept getting that under the assumption, and we were getting tweets like, I don't know who it was sending the tweets, but like updates on like what's left. Like it was like there's still pairs left. There's still pairs left. Like. Kept saying that over and over, so like you just kept going. Whether it was legit or not, you just kept going. Plus, even while still trying to get through myself, I was seeing new people like just got them. Like they were still like 45 minutes in, still getting them. And I was trying to get them at a kids' baseball game. So, but
yeah, this release was different. I mean, Shopify probably has like streamlined a little bit since then or whatever, but. You know, if you got past the queue, you cop basically. If you didn't get past the queue, then it sold out. But there was no like, 4 hours later, people copping. Or maybe they put like, restocks up or whatever. But it was not one of those things where you sitting at your computer all day. You basically sitting there for like 20 minutes or whatever. And if you can't get to the queue, it's sold out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen
which is better.
Talking about 30 minutes. And I was like, 30 minutes? Man. What takes so long to say you lost?
Because they limit the number of people who can check out at a certain time. It's not like sneakers where like everybody puts their bin in at once and then sneakers just picks whoever.
That's that.
I like Shopify better, no?
Well, you like whatever you seem to hit on better. Like when you have a lot of success on one, you love it. Then it gets trash, you hate it.
I mean, that makes sense, obviously. But Shopify, I mean...
Fam, I used to love sneakers.
Fam. Right. Yeah, when there was like, before they went to computer, before you could...
I don't remember it not being on a computer.
Oh, it was never on computer until like just a couple years ago. That's when people started creating all these fake accounts because it was when it's on your phone... You have to have those devices,
right?
Number of devices to have accounts. Now people have, 100 accounts that are just ghost accounts, and you could win on it.
Oh, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Because I used to be like, yo, how cats be having like 15 monitors, and it'd be like everywhere. Oh, okay.
That and then Androids. I don't care about Android people. If one sneakers app went on that, it made it more difficult.
I still feel like it don't do nothing for them. Was it the Off-White 10? That was on the internet, right? It was on the computer then. It was on computer. I remember I was trying
it.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Appreciate everybody who likes, subscribes, shares, reviews. I don't ever ask anybody to review, but like whatever you listen to this podcast on, review it on there. Like that'd be nice of you, I guess. I appreciate it. I ain't tripping if you do or don't, but you might as well click 4 stars. Write something nice for us. I rarely go in there and look at the reviews. I went in there and looked on iTunes, and I don't know who it was, but somebody was like, yo, I need to talk about actual tennis shoes. And I was like,
like the sport of tennis? Or
I guess.
Just like casual,
I think
calling sneakers tennis shoes.
You know, he gave an example of some, but I was like, I don't know, man. Like tennis shoes we talk about is AirTech Challenge 2s and LW.
Well, yeah, it's all classic stuff.
Right.
Lavers and, I'm drawing a blank now. Stan Smiths. I mean, there's not... I understand what someone's getting at when they're like, you don't talk about our genre of shoes, but...
Right.
There's really not that many people out there wearing tennis sneakers casually. I mean, that's not a thing. Like, yeah, the ones that do crossovers, like when they did the Federer times Jordan 3, and they did the black cement and the white cement,
that's right.
Obviously those flew, and people wear those. And at one point, both of those were high. I think they're super low now.
Actually, I don't think anybody actually wears them. I remember we thought they were super fire, but when we actually saw them in hand, I was like, these suck. Bro. I think maybe one of them was okay. Maybe the black cement.
They don't suck, but I mean, that's
whack. What was the one other one? It was Atmos, right? It was like an Atmos one.
They did Atmos colorway too, but everyone could have got that one. We all checked out. I sent those back.
That's an underrated logo too. That Roger Federer with that RF. That joint is kind of fire.
It's Nike.
Okay,
they got everything. Huh?
Thank you very much. Weekend, all right. Everything good. I went on vacation.
Yeah, I took an L on Unions and Kobe's and whatever else, but other than that,
didn't even bother.
Fam, took the L's all weekend, and then Adidas just decided to just get me in the good graces today and yesterday.
Yeah, but you know what? That's exactly what we said. Was like Adidas continues to at least make you feel like you have a chance. all the Yeezys I used to get off of Adidas when I used to try for them, like, you know, I never had a bad thing to say. Even when we didn't get them after a while, it was like, well, I mean, I got the other 6. I mean, dang, I didn't get 7. I didn't get 8. I didn't get 9. I didn't get 10, but I got 11. Then I got not 12. Then I got 14. Then I got, you know, so it was like, all right, well, that's cool then. But even with like the Noah release, like I had got the notifications and I was going to get the socks. The socks are still, actually the socks are on Undefeated.
Yeah, they're on a lot of websites.
Yeah, they're on a lot of websites. I thought those were going to like fly out. They sold out on Confirm. Yeah. But that had popped open and stuff because I set the notification for the socks and stuff and all that, and I just wanted to see what happens on the Confirm app, and it all came through, and I felt like I had the opportunity to buy it. I didn't like click anything or add it to cart, but it was just a smooth process. Like it just, even with the easy draws, you get the things, like it just seems better. Like, and I don't feel as bad losing on that because I feel like you have an opportunity sometimes to actually win. Like, and now obviously that matters with the amount of pairs and
I'm
stuff.
assuming the raffle algorithm is a little bit different. Like if you're an icon and you've spent money with a company, because it makes no sense that I've won like, you know, 10 out of the last 13 or 15 raffles or whatever. Because before that, I would never get anything on Adidas. But once you become an icon from buying other stuff, socks and shorts and other shoes, Ultra Boost, whatever, I think they have an algorithm that awards people who are like loyal customers, you know what I mean? As opposed to Nike sneakers, which I don't even know. I do know that, and I think Sock talked about it the first time he came on the show, but you've been on the show twice or once?
Twice.
All right, that was it. But Nike's regular release style, everyone thinks it's first come first serve, but it's really not. It's just like a mini raffle. So like when they say we're going to release the normal release style, you still can go in like 30 seconds late or a minute late and potentially win over someone who's in there at the millisecond. So I mean, that's just what it is. Part of the reason why I don't know if Confirm's brand new, but Adidas has been doing the same kind of release style for hype stuff for a while now, 2 years or whatever. I don't know if their platform is botted. I would assume every platform is botted. And the reason bots may not win is because they don't have that history of an icon account or whatever. Like, you know, when you do stuff like that, it helps humans win as opposed to bots win. You know what I mean?
I see some people complaining about being an icon and not getting the 700s today or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm not even an icon. So.
What, the shoe today, you mean?
Yeah, that 700 blue one. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think it's 700, is it? Oh, maybe it is. 700 V3? Yeah.
Whatever that is.
No. Is it?
Yeah, it's a 700. Oh, wait. No, 700 is that one that got like the 700 actually written on the side, isn't it? This one is like, what, a 360 or something? I don't know what these are, though.
This is the one you wanted in white.
Yeah, aliens, 730s, 720s.
They're not aliens. It's the other one. Let's see.
Fam, these joints need names. To be honest with you, like I mean, and I don't mean like the names they got, like Yeezy.
Oh, it is a 700 V3. All right, I guess I didn't realize it was.
I'm not icon status. Like one time I had like came close to icon status, then I returned a bunch of stuff and it took my points away. And
that's a wrap.
I was heated.
And they expire like.
It was when I bought
a year.
I bought a couple Bape NMDs because I thought like, ooh, they was gonna sell. And I bought small sizes.
Ultra Boost?
No, the NMD one.
Which one?
The black one. Like, was it NMD? I think they had a newer NMD. No, it wasn't the Ultra Boost because I want the Ultra Boost ones.
Oh, I don't think they did a second NMD.
Maybe it was like Neighborhood or something. Maybe it was something else. I thought.
I don't think Bape did a second.
Yeah, you know what? Bape did a second one. I had bought the black and gray one, not the green ones. They did a second NMD, I think.
Damn, I think you tripping, bro.
No, I had them because they were small size, and I was like, "Let's go."
Yes.
Weekend was fine. I mean, you know, I hit you about the. We was at the ranch.
He was out there thotting.
Nah, you know what? You know what's crazy about like the. See, this is the thing, and I don't want to sound like, and I know how I came across when I texted you.
When?
Fam, I was
when you got there,
fam. Like I didn't say a word. Like it was me, Rocio, and the kids, the first ones that got there for hours, and I didn't say a word to any of them for about a good 45 minutes to an hour because I was just in shock. And I don't want to. And I was even texting Skate too, like fam, like you have no idea where I'm at. I was sending him pictures, like
yes,
what
thought you wanted to get out.
Man? And when this is the thing, like it wasn't that. Because I don't want to sound like a snob. Like, it was one of those things. Like, I'm not an outdoorsy person, okay? Like, I don't play around in dust. I don't go hunting. I don't go fishing. I don't ride boats. I don't camp. I don't do anything like that. When we go to a cabin, we go to a really nice, upgraded, nice cabin, okay? Yes. This was like... I didn't even realize we had pretty much like rented the property. Like they had stables for the horses. There was like over here for this, the horse trail. We had like this whole like area basically to ourselves.
Fam, if you was in that house for the price you told me, I hope you had the entire city.
Fam, the cabin was like, I mean, it had to been like Huck Finn or, you know, it had to be like Daniel Boone or something. It was a real cabin. Like it had as artwork, one of the art pieces were the variations of barbed wire over the last centuries. It was like this barbed wire is from the 1886. I was like, where are we? The stove was older than my mother. Like I was like, this is crazy. Like, and it had like, you know, the big thing that clamp hay, you know, and you move it, a claw. And look, it was really cabin-y. And like the TV was no joke, a 26-inch, because it wasn't 32. It was smaller than a 32-inch. The only one on the wall. I mean, it wasn't even a good brand. It was like a TCL or something, or TLC. I don't even know what that is. Now, look, I was like really snobbish because you know why? If you go, you know how you go to somewhere out of town and they're like, oh, stay at our house. Sometimes you stay at some houses, it ain't as fire as, you know, you might want it to be, but that's fine. Like, I don't care about stuff like that.
It's
like,
free.
It's free and like, it just is what it is. Like, I suck that up, that's fine. But when you pay for vacation, I'm a vacation snob, man. Like, I'm sorry. You pay as much money as we pay for vacation, and then, like, you realize it didn't have AC. Now, we're in Flagstaff, so the high was around 88, 89, but it was humid.
A lot of houses up there don't have AC.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, but then you open the windows, and they smell like horse dookie. So, and it was, I'm talking flies everywhere. And some of these flies were as big as bats. And, like, bees everywhere. And they were like, hey, you know, when you're done with your trash, just throw it out. We'll grab it at some point. A raccoon came at night, fam, and ripped all the trash bags open. So bees were everywhere. Now, look. I sucked it up. My family came, my in-laws came, and it was like one of those things like, you know what? We just out here, man. And I had to like really say to myself, what am I doing, man? Take a shower. The bathrooms they whack, but like just take a shower. You ain't got to go in there and chill. Usually in a really nice shower, I like to stand there, man. I like to stand there and think, you know, lean against the wall, think about the podcast, think about stuff.
Yes.
I do, but sucked it up. It was a good trip. It was fine. Rode some horses. I mean, got prices on horses and stuff. Fam, the monthly payment on a horse is insane. Like $500 a month just to like keep it somewhere. But then like you have to have a vet on call.
Yes.
Giving us the rundown, whatever. But I thought the horse was at least like 10,000. The horse is only about 2,500. You know.
Oh yeah, that horse thing won at Kentucky Derby.
Oh no. See, there's levels of horses. That's the thing.
Yes, there is. Based on their
but I thought
ability.
I thought a regular horse was like 10,000. A race horse is like $50,000.
Oh no, racehorses.
And then
millions.
them horses that pull the sledge in the Budweiser commercials. I thought they were like $100,000.
Yeah, you thought you copping a Clydesdale. Huh?
Damn, no. And riding a horse was therapeutic, man. Riding that horse was so nice. It did get a little out of hand one time. It was bucking.
Riding horses is fun if you know what you're doing, but if
I know what we're doing. Now I'm riding with Cortez and everybody, stirring it. I had to have fam. He was like, yo, kick it. And I was like, kick it on the side. He was like going, staring it, moving around. A couple times he got a little wild, but I said, hey. Rubbed his rubbed his neck. All right, man, come on.
Pulling the reins, fam.
Only stallions I mess with is Meg, but them joints, that was fire. It was a good trip. Was it relaxing? I don't know, but it was fine. It was a little stressful, but it was fun. I'm glad to be with my family, glad to be outside. We went to the lake. My kids are swimming pool kids and beach kids. So, like, going to a lake is different for them. They took their shoes off, started running, and it was all sharp rocks. And they were screaming. And I was like, hey, man, it's a lake, man. You got to walk. If you ain't in the middle on a boat or some jet skis or whatever, you got to walk lightly. Then my sister-in-law got stung by a bee, and we was over there picking up boulders. I showed this video, fam. We were picking up boulders, trying to pass it to each other. We was out there doing some real countrified stuff, though. My kids was out there in the water in jean shorts. Though. We actually was like, I'm not joking.
And a wheat stem.
Cortez, fam. I had my cowboy hat. Fam, my cowboy hat was fire, though. Some of the best suede I've ever purchased in my entire life, though. If Nike and all them use that suede, fire. Though.
Did you get it from Desert Sky Mall?
I wish I got it there because that would have made more sense, but it would have been way more money than I paid.
Oh, so you got fakes? You got inauthentics?
And my hat is authentic.
I mean, why do you say way more? You got it like directly from Mexico or something?
Nah, I got it from. Actually, I have no idea where it came from. It came in the house in the box, big old box. Took it out.
Who bought it? You? Or
I did.
Rosio? Huh? Oh, well, how do you know? How do you know where it came? You don't know where it came from. Then.
I ordered it, but I didn't pay attention to it. So. Got it off Amazon. What you want me to say?
Yeah. Oh, Amazon. All right. I was about to say.
I got it off Amazon. I didn't get it off like hat.com.
Well, I'm just saying. Did you type in like 10-gallon hat on Google and just buy the first one?
It was on. It was a new era. It was on Hat Club.
Yes, a new era. Hat Club might make one now, no? Since you said that.
But they do make straw hats, and they do sell them at Downey. Like these. I thought about buying that for golf, but I don't go golfing. So,
all right.
You probably could use it. They had a Dodger one.
When he was in there, I was asking about other hats too, like. Asking if they got the bases one, like to see how accurate the sizes on the website were. Fam, sizes on the website are the most accurate ever. She went through the sizes. Nope. I looked at the website, matched.
Oh, see, there's times where I thought in the store they got them, and they like a select few here in store, and then here on the websites, pairs or hats gone, whatever's here in store is there. Because every time he goes, when he went, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go tomorrow for the maroon.
Yeah.
And then I saw him on IG at the flea market and stuff. I'm like, well, I guess he ain't getting them maroons.
Oh, no, he told me he was going. I just thought he was going to the flea market in Pasadena. He went to Long Beach, so it's a little bit closer to town.
Well, he was like, yeah, I'm going to go after the flea market. I'm like, well, them hats is gone. The way hats are, and shout out to Skate. We're talking about
that
Skate.
store is different because that store, I don't think, has always done that in-store first and online next. I think they've just put them online and, certain things will sell out. Like you said, your size, and it's sold out. Right. But it's different now. Fam, they had campers. They said that was if you check their IG.
For what?
For this weekend.
Oh, they did?
These hats, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or not this one, but
yeah.
The ones that Skate got. They had campers, and it was like their minds were blown on IG talking to people. Like, people would be like I saw one on Sunday. After Saturday happened, somebody was talking about on Sunday, which went green, burgundy, whatever else. He was like, what time do we got to line up, fam? And somebody from the store was like, oh, I don't know. Because I guess they opened at 10. He was like, it was people here as early as 8 a.m. yesterday.
That's crazy, though.
So, I mean, obviously, it's not the same as Hat Club north of Houston, but...
They must have had a good amount then if they had maybe they just didn't have a lot of people.
When he was doing I guess it's hard to tell, but they had of some of the hats, they had 3 boxes. That's it. But I assume that's not that many, but maybe it is. Because you got to remember, all the sizes are in those 3 boxes.
Right.
I don't know how many fits in a box, but say they got...
Probably 36.
That's what you got. I guess so. It was like a rectular box.
Well, when I order our hats, the max in a box is 36, and it came in one long box.
Oh, then maybe that's what it is. Because Skate was doing the what's it called? FaceTime, and he was showing me the boxes, and I guess the first one to sell out, or the first ones that pretty much all sold out, was the yellow ones.
Yeah.
Tax. I don't know if you call them tax. Yeah. Is that Biting Hat Club or whatever, but. Yellow one sold out because that was the one he said he wanted. He went there specifically for yellow on Saturday, and they didn't have his size. Or maybe he said they had a 7, but it didn't fit right or something like that. And then he was telling me which ones they had left in my size, and they had a 7 5/8 in the 100th anniversary. And that patch, like I said, I don't know if you've seen it. You might want to Google it right now. Dodgers 100th anniversary
that
patch.
one, right?
No, fam, the 100th anniversary patch is so fire. And I was like, yeah, give me that one, because it wasn't one that they posted. They didn't post it on the website. I don't know, and it's not even on the website. I don't know if it's something that they had for a long time, and like it was in like on top of a shelf. It was different too from where all the other hats were. All the other hats were like on this table that like a temporary table they set out.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I think I have that hat. Wait, are you talking about this one?
Fire. Yes.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one.
I
saw it. I don't know.
Stupid fire. So when he was there on Saturday, he was like, they have a 7 5/8, but the manager or owner or whatever is telling me that it's small because that guy has the same size head, and he tried to put it on and it wouldn't fit. He was like, so if you normally wear think you wear a 3/4 and you probably could wear a 5/8, he was like, this 5/8 ain't gonna fit. And I was like, So I got the one with 1980 All-Star game, and then when he went back, I got the burgundy, but the burgundy's a 5/8, so hopefully it fits.
I can't wait to get both of them, all of them. I need all of them. I have a green eggs and ham.
Wow, and you caught more.
I have a green eggs and ham San Francisco Giants. I haven't worn yet, but
You throw that in the trash. So.
nah, I just haven't worn it yet because it would have been inappropriate. So I haven't worn it.
Always inappropriate to wear a San Francisco Giants hat, no matter where you are, what generation, or what location.
Shout out to Skate though. I will say this though. One thing about Skate is a helpful cat, man. You know, when you don't know much about IG and internet, and you would see somebody like Skate on there, you would think that he's like up here, you know, like when it comes to followers and whatever, and all the stuff he wears and stuff he has. But regular cat, like I said, he drove in a car, drove here to sit with us on a podcast. You know what I mean? So like the fact that he'll FaceTime, like, yo, y'all want some hats? Dodger hats? It's fire, though. And I definitely appreciate it. That's the homie, though.
He had already, I think he hit me up on IG or something, and I didn't have my phone with me. So he had already gone shopping, and then we just went back and sat in the car and was waiting.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, you don't have to wait for me.
Yeah, I had messaged him like, dang, he was like, I'm still in the car, man. You want me to go back inside?
Oh, yeah, he had the phone like that. He was like, look, the store's right there. Right.
Shout out to Skate, man. That's the homie, you know. I don't know if you wanted to say anything about Chadwick Boseman or anything, or, you know.
I mean, I think just utter shock. I mean, it sounded like I watched a thing on ABC either Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night, I guess. They showed Black Panther on ABC, which is, I'm assuming it's the first time they showed it on ABC.
And they did like one other time. I think they did like another special thing or something.
I didn't think it had made it to TV yet because, I mean, I know it was on like HBO or whatever it used to be on.
But TNT and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I watched like the last half on ABC, and Hannah's never seen it, and I don't think she really was paying attention. And obviously, it'd be better to show her the full version on Disney Channel or Netflix or whatever they got their contract with. And then they did the tribute, and it kind of sounded based on listening to people talk that maybe some people knew. Like, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know I'm going to butcher it, but Ta-Nehisi Coates, is that how you pronounce his name?
That was on...
He's a writer.
I know what you're talking about.
He went to Howard, and he was like friends with Chadwick Boseman when he was at Howard, or maybe after.
I saw him.
They both went to Howard.
I didn't know him before seeing him talk.
Well, he's known for being just an activist in general, but he's an author. But you want to talk about one of the smartest people in the world. But I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
I think there was like probably quite a few people that knew.
But listening to him, I think he knew about it. I don't know. I mean, obviously, like, you know, anyone who had seen him recently could tell he probably was looking frail or whatever. I don't know if you saw that video he posted about something.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't follow him on any social media, so I didn't know there was anything going on. People, like, I saw, I don't know, it was Joe Budden or somebody said they thought he was just losing weight for a movie role.
Well, so this is the thing that I had to say. I mean, I didn't know you done or not or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, this is what I had to say. Like, you know, because it was like, and when we were up north, like, I just happened to be going into town. Like, I mean, into town when you're up north. I mean, we were like literally in the woods.
Flagstaff?
Yeah, so like drove down that road to get the Flagstaff because we were going to get some food or whatever. And, I got the message, I don't know if Rico or Chris, somebody, like all my threads. All threads were going off like with it. And I was like, dang, that's just crazy, like shock. And it didn't say why. So I was like, well, that's crazy. And then, it's one of those things where it's like, and then when you find out he had colon cancer and all that stuff, whatever. But I will tell you this, like, it's one of those things where, like, to me, like, actual, like, hero type stuff. Like, he's an actual hero. Like, he's one of the only people that can, like, leave Earth and teach everybody a lesson. Like, because when he went on the biggest stage, NBA All-Star Weekend dunk contest, he was one of the judges. He was clearly looking not how we know him to look for movies and stuff like that. And that's when all the memes came out and people on Twitter was making fun of him. And I'm not going to lie to you, like... Oh,
I don't remember.
Yeah, see, and I'm not going to lie to you, like, it was funny. Because now, all of us are just under the assumption it was a role thing. Yeah. And then they're making jokes,
I'm sure everybody remembers what 50 Cent looked like when he lost weight for that TV show or movie role or whatever.
It was one of those situations where the memes and people making jokes and calling them this and that and flipping the names and stuff. And, like I said, I laughed at it because you just don't think anything like that.
Yeah,
and then the fact that you learn that he kept it a secret and then you find out what was really going on, it was like, dang, he defeated the internet. Like, everybody feels ridiculous. Like... Because you know what, you should feel ridiculous based off of like how everybody describes him as like, caring, loving, passionate, serious, and all this stuff. The fact that like when all that was happening, when everybody was making fun of him on the internet, he could have shut that down in a sec. He could have came out and said, I'm fighting for my life, right, and you're making fun of me. Made everybody feel stupid, but he didn't. He let it ride, and then obviously early passing or whatever, and it's like kind of honestly like a lesson. Teach everybody a lesson. Like, you know what? You can see what's going on in reality. You don't know what's going on with nobody. You can make your jokes. You can laugh. You could be the internet. You could be Twitter all you want. You don't know nothing. But you know what? It's not everything it's cracked up to be and saying. It kind of taught everybody a lesson. I was like, man, he actually beat the internet. He beat the internet, taught everybody a lesson. And for me personally, I see that stuff now. I'm going to do my best. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on. Whatever. You know what I mean?
I think in general, the last week or two specifically, and I don't even necessarily mean Jacob Blake, because obviously that situation is very similar to things we've been talking about for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Maybe some people have been talking about it. People who are activists have been talking about it their entire life, 30 years or whatever. It's different now because we have social media and videos and that kind of thing. But in the last 2 weeks, specifically what I'm talking about is the results from the Jacob Blake thing with the 2 people being killed and Kenosha from like a random shooter and then someone being killed in Portland and whatnot. I'm starting to notice on social media and then with the NBA boycott and whatnot, there's not a lot of intelligence in general on, not that this is like a surprising point that I'm making, but like I'll tie it into something else. There's not a lot of intelligence in general on social media. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because you were saying people were making fun of Chadwick Boseman. The people I would expect to be, and I don't mean people we know, but like you look at their profile, you look at their tweet history, like I was seeing people who were like, had BLM in their tweet history and they're making fun of the NBA players and saying like, y'all can protest after the season, get these playoffs over with. And then, what was the other one I saw? Then there was another one where like someone who saying the N-word all in his timeline, all the way, whatever, has tweets in there. Someone would say something about Donald Trump and he would quote tweet it and be like, the stock market looking good though. So there's just like people you would think wouldn't be tied to certain movements or whatever that in the last couple weeks I've seen. And I'm not talking about Urlacher. Like, if you look at Urlacher's social media history, it's obvious. But accounts that would just be, like, doing memes and saying the N-word and whatever else all day long or whatever, and then now all of a sudden going against NBA protesting or outwardly being for Donald Trump. So it's just a weird time right now. And I don't think, for someone... Even if you're just making a joke about just shut up and dribble and play the playoffs and then protest afterwards, even if that person is 18 years old and just their entire Twitter experience has been trying to make jokes or whatever, there's just not a lot of compassion or intelligence in general on social media. Like, you have to be the moment is bigger than anything else you've probably ever experienced in your life, especially if you're a young person. I mean, I know the pandemic is,
right.
You know, this is different for everybody. My mom is 77 or whatever, and this pandemic's the craziest thing that she's lived through. She was born at the end of World War II, so that doesn't really count. But, like, it's just weird reading stuff on social media from people you would expect would be, like, respectful of... Fam, when in a 24-hour span, NBA players got... Now, we'll see what happens long term.
Right.
But in a 24-hour span, them cats got owners to agree to open up all the arenas for voting registration and actual voting. You want to talk about actually making something happen and not just like doing a silent protest I'm not attacking Cap by saying this. I'm just saying, you know,
right.
As an example, like, you want to talk about using your protest to actually create some good as opposed to just putting a t-shirt on or standing there with your fist up or doing whatever else where you don't follow through. For anyone to criticize any of that, unless you're actually on the other side where you're a racist piece of shit, it makes no sense to me. I don't understand why these people get off on social media with, like, jokes is more important than humanity to them. You can have both. It's okay to be compassionate. Like, no one's going to call you a pussy if you're compassionate when a sad thing happens and then funny at all the rest of the time. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, it's weird because, like, you'll see a lot of these jokes on social media and, you know, we've been on it long enough to, like, identify somebody, you know. Compassion is such a hard word to use when you, like, look on Twitter. Like, you get it, you understand it, they should have it. I get that Twitter is one of those places. Like, Twitter is one of those places where, like, sometimes you'll see such a fire joke, you'll be like, dang, why didn't I think of that? And sometimes people, it come in their head and they just fire it off. Now, they may not really feel that way, they may not whatever, but the power of Twitter and the internet... Like, I don't think I realized how powerful this stuff is until, like, this Trump administration, to tell you the truth. Because there are so many, like, edited fake videos out there. And...
Well, not the administration itself. I should take that back. But there are council people out there. People in Congress. Steve Scalise shared an edited video of someone who can't even talk. Right. You saw that? The handicap man?
Like, there's a lot of things out there where it's not about whether or not... And well, it is, you know what? Because everybody believes.
They're purposely
if you see somebody,
editing videos,
right?
Like,
and if you see people that it's hard to identify if this person who is retweeting these videos like this are just doing it to be malicious to get people on their side, or they're just genuinely don't know. Like, they just have no business to be on the internet. And I seen one with, like, it was an interview and it's clearly edited with the ladies, like, interviewing it, like, looked like Joe Biden was asleep. Like, the actual news people...
Oh, yeah, they did that too, where they changed Biden's...
Right. And the news people that were there, actually on set, had to tweet and say, this isn't real. You know what I mean? But, like, if you looked in the comments... Fam, the people that were like, and this is who you guys want. Look at this. And that's like, come on, man. And you know what you're saying about the NBA stuff, you know, going back to Chadwick real quick, sorry. I've never researched him a lot. You know, it's always like, oh man, a Chadwick Boseman movie, let's watch it. It's fire. He's a great actor all the time. So, like, when I see, like, a lot of the stuff he said and stood for and stuff like that, it was refreshing. And like I said, he went out on his own terms like a gentleman. He didn't have to, he could have easily deaded everybody talking the nonsense that they did, but he went about his business. He did what he had to do. He fought the fight. And you know what?
And he still was showing up to, like, cancer events and stuff like that with, like, little kids in hospitals and stuff.
Still doing
knowing
stuff.
He got his own cancer.
Still did movies. Like, they did the list of movies. So, like, you know what? It just shows, like, whatever that anybody knew him personally is 100% truth and fact. And from my standpoint, you could just look at him and tell, like, I mean, his casting for Black Panther has got to be a top 10 cast. I mean, he always looked regal. Like, he just always seemed, like, you know, of higher stature. And you know what? I was like thinking, I think that was one of the best things about not having the internet where we were, is because I couldn't get enthralled in what happened to him. Like, it was no service. So it was like, you could find yourself in a hole, like, just looking and feeling sad and looking and looking and looking. I didn't have that opportunity until
Y'all don't even
Sunday.
have Wi-Fi?
Fam, we had Wi-Fi, but I'm talking, we were out there, okay? Nothing worked. We were concerned with if we had to call 911. Had nothing, okay? So they had a landline there because it was a general store on the property. A general. I'm not joking. It was a general store.
Yeah, they trade a shirt for beans.
So anyways, like I said, prayers to his family, condolences to everybody. Like I said, he's one of the few people out there that a lot of people looked up to. People joke. I'm not joke, but they only reference him as Black Panther and the stuff like that and stuff. But that
there was a lot of joke about Wakanda doing an X after the movie came out. I mean, people on Twitter were like, you could tell in his face he tired of doing an X.
Right. And then I saw this interview where he was saying that he's not of how important it was. So he's way more important in the culture of acting, the culture in general than we might have realized. And I appreciate him. And like I said, he could have really went out a different way, but he taught everybody a lesson. It taught me personally, you know what? I ain't gonna be laughing at all this stuff. I see weird things. You know what? Hey, man. Even with Kanye, he's calling him, you know what, man? You gotta do your own thing. Get you some help. Whatever that case may be, because there are a lot more serious things out here that we just don't know people are dealing with.
Not to just change, we're a little bit all over the place, but did you see Kanye? I don't mean did you see the thing. Did you see a picture of Kanye on Nick Cannon's podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Because he looks like he's almost like, I probably shouldn't even say it, but...
Hey, man, hope he gets some help, man. Actually, I don't know if he needs help. It doesn't even matter, It's just one of those things where, you know what? Shout out to Chadwick Boseman.
I think people will know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I don't even to say it.
Shout out to Chadwick Boseman, man. Appreciate his work, I'm definitely not I haven't even seen Four Bloods. Is that what it's called? The Four Bloods?
Five Bloods.
I haven't even seen it yet because I was like, it's 2 and 50 minutes. It's a long movie, and I'm always watching stuff late, so I haven't watched it yet. I won't be watching that for a while.
Some of the editing is weird. It's some of the editing is weird to the point where it's almost corny. Two actual real humans could have resolved whatever the conflict was that was taking place in the scene in 30 seconds, and the scene and the conflict lasts for unnecessarily long time.
I saw a lot of movies like that lately. Me and Rocio talked about that where it was okay, aren't y'all done with this scene yet? We got it. But anyways,
I didn't understand what Spike was doing. But no,
right. I just started listening to Nipsey music this past weekend. I haven't listened to not hear a song here and there. So I'm
violent, fam.
No. I just couldn't. It made me sad.
I don't know.
I can't watch. He has another movie coming out that's supposed to drop this month. I'm just not in the
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, he just finished.
Oh, I thought that New York movie was the last one he was
that
in.
He just finished.
Blood, sorry.
So it's one of the things. I was man, it's gonna take me a minute to want to watch a movie. So, anyways, but and we're gonna talk about.
Hold on a second. Let me because it's tied in with that. So I don't know the comic book Marvel post, Captain America that everyone thinks of.
Right.
I don't know if Captain America ended up being black in the comic books at some point. You could almost, I'm not trying to assign all the Captain America now is going to be black going forward. Falcon is going to be Captain America. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how they set it up.
Right. So, but obviously Ryan Coogler, Chadwick Boseman, those people had a lot to do, I would imagine, with the role going that way. A lot of the stuff that Marvel has done recently where it's been more diversity in the movies. The fact you can actually do a Black Panther movie to begin with, and Black Panther is the only Marvel movie still to this day that's been nominated for the best film of the year.
Which is crazy.
So, all
right. Because it's not
I think you can give Chadwick Boseman a lot of that credit for making now potentially Captain America going forward. Captain America, fam, is a black guy.
Which it was in the comic books.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
At one point it was. At one point. So
I don't
know if it was Falcon that turned into it in the comic books.
Right, it could have been somebody else. But I'm just saying,
But yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
But
especially with everything that's going on right now. Not that we talk about politics ever on this podcast. We might mention it in passing or whatever, but you got the president out there not even saying that the shooting in Wisconsin was bad. You know what I mean? That's the type of environment we live in right now, and Captain America is going to be black. It's pretty crazy. And you can give, I think, a lot of that. You can give a lot of credit to Ryan Coogler, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you can give some of the credit to Chadwick Boseman, too. All the actors in those movies obviously really respected him. All the videos. Granted, anytime someone passes, those kind of sentimental videos or comments or whatever come out. But to me, watching that ABC show, it looked like it was like from the heart. And that's not knowing the people, but still.
Right. So, like we say, we just want to show our respect to him. Somebody that we watched all the time. I always look forward to seeing a movie of his anywhere I could see it,
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's specifically why I watched. I mean, I might have watched 21 Bridges or whatever if it had
anybody. It's a movie where it could have been Liam Neeson. It could have been anybody in it. It could have been.
What's the one who was in Black Panther who's also in that
Michael B. Jordan?
No, I'm not him.
Oh,
the one
Get
English.
Out Man.
Yeah, the English actor.
Yeah, I can't think.
So if he was in it, I probably watched it. But I would have
watched it anyways. It's one of the movies.
I don't know.
I did. Fam, all the movies like Commute, Taken, police cop movies. There's certain movies that are just kind of all the same family. They provide entertainment with you.
You can't just put a nobody in there. You got to have like a Liam Neeson or a Chadwick Boseman or somebody who you care about.
There's the movies that I just would have watched. That's one that I watched because it's one of them New York police movies. Looks good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. But anyways, what I was going to say is the NBA coming back from... The NBA had it rough. Fam, Lute Olson died, Chadwick Boseman died, and Cliff Robinson died.
And John Thompson.
John Thompson after they came back.
Right.
But I'm saying, when they came the first playoff game back from the protests, they did a moment of silence for all three of those people at the same time. It was crazy. Three people with that close of NBA ties. I totally forgot Chadwick Boseman was in the dunk contest judging thing.
Yeah, that's when everybody started making fun of him.
I just knew he knew, LeBron personally and, a lot of people in the league.
Right.
So... Somebody was talking to me about NBA the other day, and I was like, bro, they've had a rough week, man, emotionally. You know what I mean? Whatever happened in Milwaukee and just randomly the Bucks happened to be on the schedule first to play that day. You talking about weird occurrence, divine intervention or whatever. I'm not a religious person, but that, then Lute Olson passes, then Chadwick Boseman passes, and Cliff Robinson. NBA players had a rough week, and I know they're millionaires or whatever else.
Right.
Fam, emotion can hit anybody.
And that's proof of why I hate this. I'm still on, right?
Yep.
Gosh, man, these cameras. It's why you have to, to me, just as an American, you have to appreciate what the NBA is doing because they are millionaires. They don't have to care about any of this stuff if they don't want to.
Well, that's
they can look at it and put a few tweets out dang, that sucks. Maybe donate a few $100,000 here or $1,000 here and move on with their life. They don't have to do a single thing, but that's why it's so important. Everything that you're saying, everything we see on social media, everything we see how people are acting, I don't understand why it's so crazy to let people be Americans. Let people be Americans. Exercise their right to vote, be Americans, protest, and do what they got to do. It's perfectly fine to be against it, but let people be Americans. That's the point.
So the craziest about that, two things. So the people who complain, saying that one of the funny, most ironic, funniest arguments to me is when people who are clearly on the opposite side of the political aisle say, "What does LeBron James know about oppression or struggling or whatever else, inequality, privilege, best word." Number one, when LeBron leaves the arena, he doesn't turn into a white man. He's still got to drive home and deal with the police that he might interact with on the way home. But number two, anyone who is willing to protest and put their livelihood on the line is not doing it for themselves. He's not protesting because he is not privileged. Right. He's protesting because everyone else is not privileged. That's what people can't seem to understand. It's about being selfless. It's not about protesting for myself against police violence. It's police violence against his people.
It's what I tell people the reason why I vote the way I do vote. I don't vote for myself. I don't vote for no, don't take my taxes, don't take my stuff, my. I vote for the people that I know personally, people that I don't know personally, who will need certain helps and need certain things, because I do feel like that should be what American way is to me, is to help the lesser man. You know what I mean? And for politicians and stuff like that to ever go at NBA players and LeBron and all them like that are actual fools, because it shows the thought process of one once you make it, you're not supposed to look back to where you came from. LeBron them weren't born in the riches. Like, that's the thing. None of these players, I mean, maybe a couple, some, a lot of these players weren't born in the riches. They were at the lower level at one point and worked their way up to become where they are. You just don't say, well, you know what? I'm here now. Sorry, Akron. Like, sorry, this and that. That's why it's just like, no. Like, anyways, we appreciate everything that Chadwick Boseman has provided to the culture. You know, like I said, condolences to his family and stuff like that. But I just didn't want to let this podcast go without saying something. So, hold
on, real quick, just because we didn't finish on all that stuff from the beginning. Just shout out to Union for the release style that they did. They actually made sure that all manual users were the only ones who got the shoes. No bots got pairs, at least from what I've seen on Twitter, from what people have told me. They were able to stop them. So shout out Union. They did the release the right way. Why Undefeated couldn't have done that with Kobe Pack, I have no idea. Like I said, we seen people who used Hyper Raffle Bot get 9-10 packs from Undefeated. And now there's stories of like Undefeated oversold the packs and they're canceling orders without telling people. So I don't have anything against Undefeated. We have an Undefeated here in Phoenix. Every time I go in there, the dudes that work there are super nice. I've been to the one in Santa Monica. I've been to the original one. I think it's on Venice, but it's in LA.
Wherever it's at. I know it's at.
Maybe it's on. Anyways, I've been to the one in LA. It's next to Stussy. It's next to Union. Employees have always been nice. I have nothing against Undefeated, but why a company that has that many stores and is that big a brand?
That's the thing.
Can't, like, I was talking to Bruce the other day, and he was just saying it's not worth it for Undefeated from a manpower and cost perspective to do the things Union did. And I'm just thinking, like, man, Union has maybe 1 store, 2 stores or something like that. Like, I think they might have a store in another
and it's
boutique
a very expensive store at that.
Yeah, like,
I can't imagine Union making more money than Undefeated.
I think
Undefeated's in Japan, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
they're everywhere.
And
like,
I don't in China too, but no. I mean, that's my point. Is I think Chris Gibbs he's involved in things other than just Union,
right?
But Undefeated, for someone to say that Undefeated can't afford to do the same thing, because as Sock said on the show before, you have to pay, to use as a Shopify customer for anti-bot and anti-whatever else, all those things that filter out proxies and bots and whatever. But to say Undefeated can't afford to do the same thing Union did, I think is misguided. And if they can't, then that just tells me they don't care who ends up with the product, which is fine, because as we've said before, we don't blame resellers for reselling stuff. I'm not going to blame a store owner for wanting to make sure he can pay his bills every month, which is what stores do when they just put product up and don't turn anti-bot on and stuff like that. But shout out to Union. They did it right, in my opinion. I didn't win. I wish I did. I texted you angry, which is the same reason why I'm going to upgrading my internet and buying a new laptop. So those will be amongst my pickups next week.
I want to give a shout out to Ruby real quick. You guys listened to Ruby on an episode when we were during the pandemic. That's the homie. She recently moved away, and she always has supported our show, always shares it, always likes it, always, listens to, as much as she can. I don't know if she listens to full episodes or not, but she always posts and shares and stuff like that. And that's the homie. Me and her talk like regularly, about work. She does a lot for us at work. You don't know, like, she does a lot for us at work with regards to taking care of us. And, that's the homie. And I just want to make sure that we show her a little love because she's moving away. She's now going by herself for a new job or whatever. So it's good that, like, when you're like here and somebody, we have the podcast, like, she could take us with her. You know what I mean? Like, we still connected. That's the homie. So shout out to Ruby real quick.
You got pickups?
Well, real quick, I want to say something real quick because I've been getting a lot of messages about, like, the podcast. Okay, so, like,
about what?
Like guests and stuff like that. So, and like an understanding of like how the show is constructed and stuff. And I just want to give like an understanding about the podcast.
What, non-shoe guests or something?
No. So what it is that like, and I take a lot of responsibility for it, especially early on in the podcast, because I definitely previously overextended like a lot of invites to people to come on the podcast. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, hit us up next month. For certain. Oh yeah, we gotta get you on. You know what I mean? And even in like specific groups, like I've had others on that I haven't had others on. And there's some people that have like supported this podcast since day one who I probably should have had on. I mean, we're talking 4 years ago, I should have had on. And, you know, when we had Justin on from Hat Club and, you know, stuff like that, and I've had like a couple homies on during the pandemic, a lot of people were like, yo, fam, what's up, man? You said I could come on and stuff like that. And we have another homie too that, you know, I said I want to get on too. And, you know, I'm trying to tell everybody this. One thing that with the podcast, I'm not trying to get like on a super big rant, but one thing with the podcast is that like we're still trying to establish ourselves, us. You know what I mean? Like when we were gone for a long period of time, right, it became to where people thought, Andy's now on the show now, you know, which is fine. Shout out to Andy and Rico. Like, I'm glad that we have people that can like come in and just kick it with us and step in and stuff like that. And if anything ever happened to this podcast where it was like, hey, we're going to pay you guys some money, I would love to be able to take care of a couple alternates as well to assist when we can't do it. Like, I want it to be a thing. But there are a lot of people that like, I got a lot of, not a lot, but like, I get anywhere weekly, anywhere from 8 to 14, 20 people. Yo, I want to come on. Like, yo, can I come on? Yo, I'd love to come on. Can I give it a shot? And that's based off of people who come on the podcast who do, I don't want to say the right thing, but do the homie thing. You know, Justin came on from the podcast from Hat Club. Shout out to him. Talked about hats for a while. And he shared it. He posted it. He did stuff like that. So it introduces us to a new audience of people who are in the hats. And a lot of those hat people are in the sneakers. They didn't know we existed. So then when he shares it, like, I get messages from him. Yo, just found you guys. This is crazy. I'm going back to episode 1. And I'm like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Just start it around, you know, 130, 30, you know, 155, you know, start around there. You know what I mean? But
I mean, if you're doing audio only, you could probably go to like 30s and 40s, but I wouldn't go to 1. I wouldn't go to 1 through 20.
Nah. And I mean, if you do the 1 through 20, just go straight to the top 10s. Don't go to like anything else. But those people, you know what? I'm not trying to be rude, dude. I'm not trying to say like don't bother me and stuff like that. But I would love to be able to have everybody on. In the state of Arizona, if you listen to this podcast, like I already got 3 people lined up for this month, you know. And if you're in the state of Arizona, we always welcome to come sit down as long as you can conversate and participate. I know me and George are a lot.
As long as the microphone works.
Yeah. And the computer and the cameras and everything else. George and I, the podcast is energy. Like, it's based off energy. Me and George know each other personally. That's why a lot of other podcasts don't work, because they don't know each other. They don't talk all day. Me and George literally talk all day in a thread. Talk junk, talk me. Me and George can say anything to each other and not take it personal whatsoever. There have been times we've probably been mad at each other and know each other, but like, you know what? It is what it is. We move on. Like, so when people want to come on the podcast, I appreciate it. I know I might say, yeah, you know, down the road, we'll see, you know, and I'm not trying to be a jerk or nothing like that. And I appreciate everybody who comes on this show. Like, we're going to have Ro on. Ro is you know, she does the sushi food with the art. She's going to be on at the end of the month. And that's going to introduce, she's going to share it and stuff. And it's going to be more people that do the same thing. Right. You know, the goal is to build the podcast. I don't want to be a jerk. I know that there are some people that should have been on years ago. And I'm going to tell you straight up, I might not get you on ever. Like, I might not. I'm trying to really do something here and make it big. You know, getting Maul on is like kind of a big deal. You know, I mean, Maul isn't like the biggest celebrity ever, but it's a big deal in the podcast world. Like,
oh yeah, especially for people who don't watch the Joe Budden podcast. Their last 2 episodes specifically are very important for understanding where podcasts stand in amongst other media, because I'm sure people have heard about Joe Rogan's deal and Bill Simmons' deal and, you know, whatever else. Joe Budden does a very good job breaking everything down about why they did the Spotify deal, why they're no longer doing a Spotify nor another next deal or whatever, and where podcasting falls with music and TV and movies and whatever else. And I think a lot of people would be surprised to know how high podcasting is in terms of importance in the industry right now. And I mean, he also talked a lot about like black culture, hip hop culture, you know, like the reason why people want things is because hip hop, sneakers, whatever else comes from black culture. So he did a lot of talking about that stuff as well, which is true. I mean, hip hop popularized what, sneakers, stuff, hats. I mean, stuff. Culture in general. So he mentioned a lot about like their numbers or analytics or whatnot, and he kept on saying they were number 1. So I don't know in what capacity he's
Right.
saying that. Like if he's just talking about in his music hip hop genre number one or all podcasts.
It was number one
what?
on all Spotify, and then at one point prior before that, they were like in the top 5 all the time in all. You know?
Oh, okay. So
and that was like no, not all. Like
Genre,
because a lot of the
whatever,
political
sure.
ones, a lot of the murder ones, a lot of like stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's not even related.
Right,
Yeah.
like Joe Rogan and all them are like reign supreme. And when I talk about our podcast, we're not nowhere near. I'm not even in the same world as Joe Budden podcast, Bill Simmons, all these ones. But in our genre, we're the best one. Period. I would be far pressed if we were number. It's not even a question if we're number one or not. As far as like downloads and views on YouTube, we're the only sneaker podcast that does video regularly. Like talking about sneakers and not having video for people to see the sneakers. Not everybody is gonna know what we're talking about. So I know that for a fact. My goal is to reach a level like that in our genre and finding somebody who respects knowing they're ranked out of every podcast in the world, probably 50,000, all right? But in their genre of this, they're the best one. And that's what we're looking for. That's it. So like I was saying with guests and stuff like that, it's nothing personal with anybody. Somebody, and it's the homie, like he got really mad at me. Like, and I don't want to say who it is because I consider him the homie. And he was like, I think it's messed up. Like, y'all think y'all big time. Starts, saying stuff like that. Like, and I get it,
I go to work every single day, fam, and pay my bills just like everybody else.
And I get it.
I go to shop to stores and whatever. No one recognizes me out here, and I don't want anyone to recognize me, but
yeah,
I mean, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not big time in anybody.
Even the times have been recognized places like...
Now, having said that, we have put some people on. I will absolutely say that.
All right. I'm not going to say names.
But I myself am not a celebrity. No.
Fam.
I'm not big timing anyone.
There is nobody...
I got coronavirus at work, more than likely.
I understand. I understand why, and like the work ethic that we put into it is appreciated by those, and I appreciate everybody. Like, I mean, I would, if I could literally give hats and t-shirts to every person, listen, I would. Like, I appreciate everybody who supports this podcast. People tag us, like us, subscribes, complains, do all this stuff. I appreciate it. All right. So like I said, it's nothing personal. I would love to. I'm sorry. I'm not going to double back and go back. Like, dang, I should have had you on 4.5 years ago. I'm just not. Maybe down the road, maybe if you're ever in Arizona, man, pull up. It is what it is. But like, it's nothing personal. Like, I have a lot of really big goals for this podcast. And we're the only podcast that kept going during the pandemic. There's a reason why I got to build a little makeshift studio in the closet.
I think it's different when someone is here in the studio because it's easier to have a conversation where you can see someone's facial reaction.
Right.
There's no delay. People coming on the show, it's easier when the calling in is probably going to be reserved mostly for like someone we're interviewing, in other words.
Right.
Whereas like if a friend's coming on, we're not interviewing you. You're just on the show with us as if you're a cast. That's the thing that's different that I don't think a lot of people realize is like Maul on the show, we're interviewing Maul.
Right.
Dion on the show, Justin on the show, we're interviewing Justin. Dion on the show, we're interviewing them because they're not like our buddies. Maybe at some point we become friends, who knows? But they're not our buddies that's just like, ha ha, blah, 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 come hang out on the podcast where we have other topics that they discuss. We're asking them questions as interviewers about their genre, their business, their job, their likes of sneakers, whatever else. Whereas someone who comes and sits in the studio, you can be in the studio and we can interview someone over the phone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's why I say it's easier to be here. So I wouldn't necessarily tell people they can't come sit in here.
No, never.
But you can't have more than one person on the phone. It just becomes too difficult.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, somebody was like, "Yo, you can have two people at once on the phone." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's not even happening. That will never happen."
Yeah, it's not. It's way too difficult.
I mean, it would have to be Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the line for me to have two people. I'm talking never. All right.
It's difficult enough for us to be here. That's probably another thing people don't realize is it's difficult enough for us to be here and talk to someone on the phone because there's still a disconnect. There's always going to be like an awkward silence, even if it's only 1 second between you and the person on the phone call. Whereas here, there's no awkward silence. We are reacting in real time. So And also, you don't know when that person's done talking for you to start talking. Whereas in person, you know when I'm done talking. I know when you're done talking. Right. And even if we're not, we could jump in to make like a point. You don't ever want to cut someone off on the phone because it's awkward.
You don't even know that just based off like culturally. Like, we have a New Yorker on here. Oh, they're going to talk. They from New York. Yeah. Oh, they're going to talk. It don't matter. People are like, yo, you was trying to talk. They was interrupting you. I mean, you know, I love when New Yorkers come on here because they do all the work. They do all the talking.
You can tell Justin likes to talk. There's no doubt about that. And you can tell he likes to talk his way through things too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Maul did the same thing when he kept making points. And like, you know, Jay Tips when he came on did the same thing. He made points. Kristen Black when she came on, like when I talked to the homie Mike from the camp out, like he talk. Like these are talkers. They know what to do. And I'm fine with it. But like I said, no disrespect to anybody. I'm not trying to like say, yo, what the heck? I'm not whatsoever. I'm just trying to explain to you the reason why it doesn't happen as much as it should. I could have a homie on.
Fam, I don't make any money off of this. At least during the pandemic, I don't make any money. Maybe it was making money pre-pandemic, but zero. I'm not big time. How could someone who doesn't make any money off this can't big time you? So it's definitely not big timing.
Not whatsoever. I mean, I just applied for GOAT this week, so just for content, okay? I applied at GOAT, no? And if I don't get an interview, I'm gonna be heated, no? Because if there's anybody who meets every single one of those qualifications, it's myself. I even put the podcast on my resume. Okay, that's how ridiculous it is. I put that on there because if they try to say you have no sneaker retail experience, no sneaker whatever, fam, there is nobody that has no more operational leadership experience than myself. Period. No, I have enough to get an interview. That's what I'll say. All right, do I got warehouse experience? No, but I know how to troubleshoot, analytics, all that stuff. So they better relax. So I definitely can't wait for that because I get that interview, and if they listening right now and then decide not to give it to me, I'm gonna be heated. But if I get the interview, fam, I'm saving all the questions. I'm recording it. If they do a FaceTime, I'm recording it on the computer. Fam, that's gonna be some content. I'm reading all the questions off and give their listeners my answers that I gave to them. So they better be prepared. I'm about to kill that interview, though. And then I'm gonna be like, I can't do it, man. Yeah, can't do it. No.
Pickups, very delayed pickups. Oh, you got an anecdote? You got a story?
Dang. Nah, I ain't got none. Pickups.
You said somebody, so you about to tell a story.
Nah, I got nothing. No. Pickups.
I only got 3, which actually might be a lot for me. Vans W-Taps or WTAPS. I don't know. Black Bones. I don't even know what the schedule is for them to come out in the U.S.
That sucks.
I know that Dark Side Initiative in San Francisco has like one of the higher tier WTAPS accounts in the U.S., and it wasn't anywhere on like their blog or IG or website or anything. So I'm assuming it was European only, and it only came out of one store from what I could tell. Maybe it was something that was held back from before. I don't know. But it's a Vans era WTAPS Black Bones. There was a red one too. There were 2 skate highs.
That was red? I thought it was orange.
Oh, I was looking at it on my phone. So if you were looking at it on a website, you might, and you had a bigger picture. But I have the Burgundy Bones eras from 10 years ago or whatever it was. So I was like, I'm not going to buy this red one or whatever color it is. I'll just buy the black one. Because I added them both to cart at first. And I almost went overzealous.
I felt like that was like a must cop type thing. Because, and I should have copped, but I've bought so many Vans since the pandemic. It's not even funny. Like, they're stacked. And then I hate when things like that happen because there's something like that is undeniable fire. You can never, Bones, Vans are always fire. And then you like look at all the like 27 pairs you bought and what the heck? These suck compared to those. I would rather have.
Those patchworks are kind of fire.
Oh yeah, those are fire. The Tiger ones.
I don't know if you ever said those.
Yeah.
Fire, but, Tiger patchworks.
The 2 of those taps are better than probably half of what I bought over the things. But I just couldn't spend the money. I was like, okay, I can't do it. Actually, I could have, but it just would have been wise not to because I also had about. Anyways, what else did you pick up?
I won both on the Adidas Confirmed app thus far, the 700 V3 and the Sean Wotherspoon. So, like I said, Adidas did the little, what's that with the
blessing?
Yeah, but like with the like smoke. Is that what it is?
I don't know what
you
that
go
is.
To the Catholic Church and they use that smoke.
They blessed you.
I guess they brought me back from being an angry man over the weekend and like Unions, I wasn't angry at Union or anything. Obviously, I said shout out Union. Now, my queue was probably longer than it should have been because I got in very fast, and I'm sure people who got in after me were able to cop because with Shopify, you're supposed to like first in, first out. Anyways, but it literally, Union should get a piece of this from Apple of this computer that I'm about to buy because it's literally the reason I'm buying a new laptop. And probably was going to do it anyways. I told you I was debating.
You've needed one.
Yes, buy a new laptop and faster internet. So now I'm ready. I'm cop ready. But Adidas brought me back from Angertown.
The fact that you got... Wait, did you get those?
That's the other part about the Undefeated thing we didn't talk about. They did special access on Nike. Fam, if Nike does one more foul thing, and I swear to God.
Fam, I know nothing about it. I didn't bother. Okay, now if I would have special access,
oh no, you
I
know
copped.
about it.
Yeah, I know about it.
Well, of course.
Because they gave it to me. You know, I got special access today on a soccer jersey. I was like, what is this?
Everyone did, because I got that too.
Get that garbage out of here.
But yeah, after all that flack they took last week, they decided to just do sneakers special access for the pack instead of just putting it for everyone. Now, everyone obviously wasn't going to win, but at least they would have been like, oh, I have a chance.
Right.
Stupid.
I mean, that was one of the best parts of being gone, too. Like, I legit didn't try for nothing. Green Air Max 1s. I didn't try for Unions. I didn't try for nothing, and I didn't feel a single thing. And you know how bad I wanted Green Air Max 1s. But I will say, when Andy sent that picture of Green Air Max 1s,
look at you.
no. I was like, Tim is kind of whack.
Oh, you smoking. I thought you were about to say the other thing.
Fam. And I think
I don't have mine yet, so I
think
can't
Andy
tell,
feels
but
the same way, too, about it. The way he responded with, like, man, these would have been at the out. Fam. You know,
I haven't seen it in person yet, so I don't know. But if it's anything like red or blue, the same materials, it's the equivalent
like,
to me.
You know what it is? It's like it's the red and blue, but green. This goes back to our argument.
Man, we out here copping every Dodger hat colorway, and now you trying to do a colorway challenge.
That's a problem.
I'm
now,
just
this
saying.
is what I'm saying. We talked about with red and blues. Red and blues is good. Red and blues should always be available. And I mean, like, if a store gets like a stock in January, it sells out for whatever reason, they should be able to like expect another one in July. Like, that's what I like. So all changing the color of it shouldn't be as crazy as it is. Like, wow, an orange one, holy smokes, everybody going grid.
Yeah,
it's a crazy thing. Like, it's not like fur, it's not suede. It's literally they just changed the color. Like, it's
Bruce was
crazy.
talking about it like with the dunks. He said that the numbers are going to be increased on a lot of the stuff that was the numbers are going to be increased next year for a lot of the stuff that was hyped this year. So he's thinking it's going to make people not care about it anymore. So what you're saying now about being upset about this next year is going to completely change.
Like, you guys are sending pictures of Air Max 1s that are brown. Now, I don't ever like leather brown shoes, but it's like, why?
It's worth copying. I'm not saying I didn't send the picture because it was super flames.
No,
it's worth copying.
Worth copying, worth not copying. It's like, this is brown. Why are we like, yo? Or why is anybody like, yo? It's just
like I
brown.
said, it's the 2/3 of the shoe is the OG mock-up with just a new color, just like the green and the orange, like you said. Why wouldn't I buy it?
It's fine.
Now, I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not paying over retail. I'm not going to go out of my way. Like greens, like I said, I put a bid on GOAT, and I think I still got a pretty good price because prices are already back higher than that. But
let's
I think that's the AC.
Yeah, that AC must be super loud. Huh? But let's put it this way then. Are those green Air Max, just based off what you know about an Air Max 1 and what you see in Andy's picture, I mean, you know Air Max 1. The Air Max 1 is the Air Max 1. Yeah. Is it better than the Reebok Legacies we bought? Not even close. It's not even close, George.
I think it depends. It depends what you mean by better. It's a tougher question to answer. Like, is the shoe better overall? No. But I think it brings up the more important point that Reebok shoe is of just flames. I mean,
it does.
For them to come out with an $80 shoe that's that fire is insane.
It does. And I want you to look up Legacy 83s for women. They're only women model. Legacy 83. I see them today. Unreal fire. I'm copping a pair. They make them in my size. I'm copping a pair of those. $80. But that's the thing, too, is that I think we spent way too much time. Nike is a cemented legacy. We've just spent way too much time clamoring over a lot of these Nike shoes and missing out on a lot of possible good ones. But I think that's a lot of other brands' fault as well. They don't take advantage of the moment to advance anything that they have. If you go on Reebok's website,
I think I've seen these.
There are a few things that are fire, but you would never know it. There are a few things, I didn't say a ton, a few things on there that are fire you would have never seen advertised.
Fam, these are from Mount Everest. So.
Fam, them joints are fire, all right?
They are, but they're for climbing Mount Everest.
No, they're not. They just like buying an off-white that got spikes on the bottom and stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A little traction. You hit a hill. You can do it.
Not bad.
Fire. That comes out this week.
Come in.
Pick up. Oh,
I knew who it was.
Sock delivery.
We got a lot of hats too. Well, I got 2 hats. I think you got more than I did.
I did. Are you done?
Not gonna talk about it. Yeah, I just had 3. I mean, I bought stuff to try to flip, but it's not gonna flip, so I'm just gonna take it back. So I'm not even gonna mention it.
Wait, are these both mine?
Yeah, I just got white. I don't wear black socks ever.
Why'd you get 2? How much I owe you? I owe you $47 for these?
No, man. I got white. No, that's your present.
Present for what?
I have no idea. I don't know. Apparently I'm just a sock jig buyer. So I mean,
those flowers are for you. They're for my wife.
I bought you the first one too.
Oh goodness, Rocio.
Just for your job, congratulations. This podcast is out of control today. This thing has stopped twice. Video has stopped twice.
Jeez.
So that's from Rocio and
Rocio?
I. Congrats. I mean,
Greg, thank you.
Clearly it's Rocio's idea, but it's for me too.
Thank you guys.
Of course.
Have a great rest of your podcast.
We're almost done, I think. Stinks in here.
Actually, we're not. We haven't touched about nothing.
It stinks in here.
Most of those things weren't long topics anyways.
They're not. My pickups, Hannah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My pickups, I got 6 hats. So I got 6 hats. You know what it is? I talked to Tapes. I think I got to the point to where I'm just addicted to spending under $100. I don't feel bad. It's like, 45 here, 45 here again.
I think
45 here again, 45 here again, 55 here again.
For me, that is true, but it's under 50. It has to be a number that starts with a 4.
Right.
If it's not a number that starts with a 4, nah.
But like those add up.
You're right. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, but 90 is different than 40 for me.
I mean, I stretched this budget for my month.
I caught more clothes already. I got another package being delivered tomorrow that has like more of them Gap shorts. I told you about that sale. It was a crazy sale. Now, stuff like that, I'm copping. I'm not even think twice. Right. I got a shirt for $4.99. Like a Henley, long sleeve Henley shirt. So I got that coming. I got another package from T-shirt land coming, more just like this isn't a plain color T-shirt, but like just super soft T-shirt. Like I got more T-shirts coming. Fam, T-shirts for like $10, $12 on sale, nice quality, whatever. I'm copping.
But
and just like those okay, so we were talking about it. The one Concepts Lacoste, you know how they did the like faded colors, which is the popular thing now. I just copped 2 crew neck hoodies.
All my hoodies lately are faded.
Not hoodies, crew necks, sweaters. Yeah. Joints were $27 on sale, and then another like 20. So I got 2 of them, $25. So they were on sale from 40 to 27, and then another $25 on top of that.
Like stuff is out here being given away. So, the problem is, I told Rocio, I said they must know something. They must know we're not going back to society because they're giving away their stuff. I said I bought the most J. Crew. Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, but I think J. Crew's was going out of business at one point.
Stuff, I bought the most stuff ever. All right, ain't got nowhere to go. I got
you Dude Ranch.
I bought cool gray 4s, worn once for a retail, and
you putting white laces.
I'm putting white laces in them. Shout out to Blanc. Facts. All right. It felt good. Oh, and I pre-ordered. Well, no, 6 hats are pre-order. So I got 3 of the pre-order with the red bottoms, and then the 3 from Skate. So that's 6 hats. Yeah, 6 hats. And I stretched my budget out perfectly this month. I mean, I'm broke now, but I'm about to re-up. Today is the 1st. So so that's pretty much all the pickups or whatever. But shout out to everybody shout out to Skate, like I said, who's helped with the pickups, man. Like I said, he didn't have to do that. Releases. What come out this week?
Oh, yeah, I got something to talk to you after the show, too.
Dang, a meeting at the dumpsters.
Yes.
What comes out this week?
Releases.
There's only 3 main things that come out this week. I wrote it down.
Well, today, on the Adidas app today was the 700s because they did the postpone over the weekend. Oh, you probably didn't hear about that. So Adidas app postponed all the raffles over the weekend for Black Lives Matter.
You know what is funny? Because when I saw that these are coming out, I was like, we already said that they were coming out another week. So, okay.
Yeah, so Adidas on their brand new confirmed app postponed everything for the entire weekend. I don't know if it's just a gesture or they actually are doing something with it. Hopefully they, because it's based in Germany, hopefully they, and I don't say that to demean Germany. I'm saying it's not an American company, even though they have an American headquarters here. They don't necessarily have the same incentive that a Nike or whatever would that's in this country. So hopefully it's not just yada yada Adidas thing. Hopefully they continue it. But anyways, there's an Atmos Adidas coming out, the lime green one with the ZX 8000. It's not bad. I put in for it on the raffle originally, and then I was like, I'm not going to bother with it.
Andy overseas, he'll have it. He has everything.
The new women's Dunk low Disrupt comes out in a bunch of different colors. I don't understand what the point of that is, but
why do women's shoes seem to be getting bigger? I don't understand. Those are for men, and the ones that we buy are for women.
Foam 1 1996 All-Star Game is coming out. Looks like lightning hitting Memphis.
I thought it was an earthquake.
College game. No?
Somebody sent me those. I don't remember who it was. But they
or
said,
Orlando.
This is clearly one of the best foam posits in a long time. I was like, what? I thought they were joking.
Oh, you mean... Fam, you got to do something about this technology. I mean, we can't do nothing about that, but...
Did it just cut off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay.
Ultra Boost Pack. I assume September 4th. Yeah, that's Friday. Ultra Boost Pack. Colleges. Now, the picture I sent you today, I mean, I from the very beginning said the ASU was the best one in the pack. But the pictures today were like actually someone who has it in their living room. Flames. I'm not copping for myself. I'll help you.
Fire.
Flames.
I was going to buy them last night off StockX. So, because...
You couldn't because it was still August. But now you can in September.
Well, I got to get the money first. I'm going to tell you something. I was going to buy them off StockX. But man, it was $220.
Oh, yeah, too many fees. You got to buy it on Goat.
I want to go, and they don't have any yet. So the $220, I'm like, dang, you know what? They're $180 retail.
Ends up like $270 or whatever.
And that joint came up to like $261 or something. I was like, what's up, man?
$41
Damn, I want the ASU one. I want the Husky one. I want the Blue Jays one. I want the Indiana one. I want the entire pack. I want to go back to school. Simpler times. And I don't wear any other colleges. I don't like that. But like you said in the thread, it's awesome. You can take the college off and just put the Adidas Velcro on. That's a plus. Now, would you cop an ASU colored shoe because you're not an ASU person?
With the interchangeable thing where it doesn't say ASU, I think if I like yellow shoes, like Hannah should buy it. That's who should buy it. She went to ASU.
I think
she likes yellow.
Them just are fire.
The Kansas one is fire. I already said that. The best three are Miami, ASU, and Kansas. ASU's number one. Washington has already come out for the most part. I had that. I already resold it way back when. The A&M shoe's not bad. Indiana's not bad. I think Louisville's the worst one. That's the one with black and red.
That one is fire too.
Oh, and I don't like that one.
It's not the best of the pack, but it is fire. That Miami one,
the fact that they use the 1.0 knit helps the shoe, obviously.
Oh, 100%.
And then the Nebraska one, I already have an all red Ultra Boost, so I don't need that one.
I feel like it's a different red.
I mean, it might be slightly, but it's not worth having two all red shoes.
You copping BioShock ones? Biohacks?
I put in for some raffles on them, and we're actually going to Cleveland this weekend for Hannah's cousin's wedding, so I put in on the Foot Locker app pickup in Cleveland. Now we land at like 5:30. I'm sure the raffle will be over by then.
So what date is that? Is that the 4th?
They come out on Friday. Yeah.
Hey, you might have to go to Sunoco, whatever that website that got the college pack you sent. It's in Ohio.
Oh, the store is?
Yeah.
I wonder if they would have them in store.
I thought it was overseas. I was
because the name, it's like a weird name.
I thought it was Japan. I was like, gosh.
Sunika?
But I feel like they're not going to be hard to get. Like, they just seem to be everywhere. Like, I think End is getting them. I don't think I have a hard time getting them. I think ASU will be the one that goes first. Like, that people are, like, clamoring over
that Sunika website does everything box price, free ship, no tax. So I would try there first because you literally can, like... If the website's good too, because you can click the size and then just click Apple Pay. You don't have to add to cart and go do all that. Just click, 9.5. And then I almost copped the triple blacks that came out today. I sent you guys a link. I did the Apple Pay. And I was like, I don't need another pair. I already have the first one I paid way too much for.
I thought about it because of how much you did pay for it.
Yeah, I almost did it just to say, like, I got what I retail.
You should sell the other one as the OG.
Yes.
Are you looking for biohacks to keep or whatever they're called?
No, but that's what I got to talk to you about after the show. Yeezy slides, Core and Soot both suck, but they go for crazy prices. So I put in raffles on those, and I'm trying to win. I don't know why they're not on the confirmed app because I would like to flip them. They're $55, and one of them selling for $400.
F that, fam.
And then biohacks you mentioned already. The one, no, that's next week. I was gonna say the Prada. I guess it technically comes out before we have another show, but Prada.
No. Don't even bring those up.
Superstars and then Royal 14s.
No, I hate them.
You hate Royal 14s?
No, I hate. Oh, Royal 14s are fire. I hate them Prada Superstars, fam. Makes no sense. They're almost $600. Like, you've got to be kidding me. All right. Wex. Wex
Yes.
leaving Adidas. Matters? Doesn't matter?
Someone disagreed with me, but I kind of got the sense based on what he wrote that he might not necessarily be going into sneakers somewhere. He might be going somewhere like an industry outside of shoes. That's what I took from it. Now, I'm just assuming, but that's
Right.
how I read his comment. So if he does that, then no, he becomes irrelevant, at least in terms of shoes. I mean, well, to me, he already was irrelevant in shoes, but like he becomes irrelevant in shoes if he's not in the industry. I was never someone who looked up to, or whatever terminology you want to use, to him anyways. We used to joke all the time like, yo, Wex, what up? And
He knows
like,
it exists.
what I'm saying, like, we used to say, like, anytime something was happening with Adidas, we would be like, yo, Wex, what's up? What's up, man? What's going on?
Wex, where you at?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we used to do that kind of stuff. But no, I don't think it does it matter for Adidas, like, losing something? No, not at all.
You know what's crazy is like...
Now, I don't know what he did there, but I assume it wasn't
That's
much.
my entire point. As a sneakerhead from the outside looking in, I couldn't tell you...
He gets a lot of credit for bringing Kanye there, but I don't even know if that's really what happened.
Well, I saw a lot of articles saying, he's responsible for Beyonce, Pharrell, Kanye. And I'm like, is he really? And now, I don't know what he does there besides post all his Yeezys he get on internet. Like... And every time he posts them, it's like, yes, you work there, and you're a part of Yeezy brand.
VP or
a duh.
Yeah.
like, and I see cats in the comments like, yo, he got the blue ones.
It's just another person that people worship for no reason in the sneaker industry.
Honestly, I think Wex was just the middleman to keep Kanye at bay from the even higher ups.
Being a wacko?
From like, hey, man, like, that's it.
Oh, Kanye. Well, I don't know if you had that on the list, but that not that I'm trying to end this topic, but
Right.
that you could transition into the thing Kanye saying he wants to wear Jordans. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't understand. Like, to me, this topic, Wex leaving, only matters if Kanye cares. That's it. Because Pharrell is Pharrell. They're going back with NMDs to like the regular soul like they used to. But this goes to show with like in Ivy Park, I don't care what anybody says. We love Beyonce, but stop it. All right. If Kanye says I'm leaving because he's that close to Wex, then that's a problem.
That's a different story.
That's a way different
I mean, we
story.
talked about Pharrell's
Back to basics?
Yeah, basics pack being fire, but like, what's the point? I mean, everyone's doing basics. What do you need to spend this extra money on basics for?
Fam, I was like, I almost
People
bought
were
one
hyped for
just
it.
cause. And it's a basic, it's not like a logo. It's literally a black hoodie or a purple one or a green one or a yellow. It's more colors, which is cool.
Yeah.
They're vibrant, but it's a basic. And the fact they sold out, like, wait a minute, you didn't have any more purple thread? Like, you ran out of basics? Like, but whatever, man. Like I said.
I mean, I'm sure they didn't make a lot because they knew, like, you know what, got Pharrell's name on it.
The socks sold out.
It's
quick.
a basic thing. Yeah, I mean.
Look, man, Wex leaving only matters if Kanye is mad about it and bothered by it. That's it.
You know, assuming Wex is responsible for any of this, I don't know why the Noah collaboration wasn't better, because Noah is one. I don't know if you remember, but I brought Noah up like 2 years ago when we were talking about, or 3 years ago, we were talking New York streetwear.
The way you guys talked about
you
it
didn't
was
even
like,
know at the time that it was like what it was. And I told you it was one of the guys originally from Supreme who left and went to Noah, started his own brand. I'm sure his rent in that building, lease or whatever, is not cheap in that building in New York City that he opened for his shop.
It's a big building.
Congrats to him. Good for him for building a brand people care about, because obviously it's kind of like Aimé Leon Dore in terms of like selling clothes, but the collection was underwhelming. And if Wex is responsible for that, fam, what's up? Wex, where you at, fam?
I don't understand why everybody's like so intrigued with like nautical, like not nautical, but like rowing stuff and like the coast.
Summertime is the only thing I can think of.
You know, I feel like Concepts has done way too much coastal like stuff within itself, and I feel like there's no reason for Noah to be doing that. Like, you're based in New York City, what are you doing the row team, and the clothes was whack. I was like, where are you going in this? Like, it was fine as separates, but I was like, nah. Wex leaving, doesn't matter if Kanye does it. Kanye talking about wearing Jordans and stuff now. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know. Like, who knows?
Fam, you know what? It would be getting too much political to talk about the other stuff, but talking about like Jordan should be part of reparations. Like, fam, can you just give people cash and then they can decide what they want to do with their money? If they want to buy a plot of land, if they want to start their own company, if they want to, that's the whole thing Joe Budden is talking about is generational wealth, building generational wealth for black families, not signing the fucking first deal you get or buying Jordans with the goddamn money. Now, we know all three of the people on the Joe Budden podcast, and I'm sure Parks and everybody else too, like sneakers. We know that. I mean, but still, like, he's talking about stuff on a different level.
All right. And, a lot of people don't know. I mean, they turned down a 9-figure deal. Like,
no, 8, not 9. 9 would be 100 million.
I thought he said 9.
No, he said 8.
Oh, okay. So
9 is Simmons and
all them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wax leaving, bye. I don't know. What do you want to say?
Yeah, we'll see where he ends up. If he ends up at Nike, hopefully he can bring some cool people to Nike.
Cats were like, this is huge.
I don't think Nike needs him to bring people, though. That's the only thing.
No, I don't think Adidas
They got
him.
Travis Scott without him.
Sorry, I don't think Adidas needed Wax.
Right.
Like,
we don't know what he did, but yes, you're right.
LaMelo with Puma. Big deal?
No, not at all.
Really?
This is the most underwhelming draft class in history. I don't think so. The player I would pick number 1 is the kid who went to Georgia,
right?
The wing.
Everybody would. Just should.
Well, not everyone, but yeah.
Right,
I'm not saying LaMelo's going to be a bad player. He just he does certain things better than maybe anyone who's ever played the game, except like Magic Johnson, like passing, vision, whatever.
Right.
Innate ability to play the game of basketball and just know where your teammates are on the floor and know the game and stuff like that. But he also is not a very good, number 1, on-ball defender, and he's not a good, I don't want to say help defender per se, but like awareness defender, like know where people are back cutting you and like stuff like that. And then he also is not good offensively in the half court. That's the biggest problem. The NBA obviously is very open right now, but in the playoffs, a lot of the game still is in the half court. If you can't create as a lead guard for a team in the half court, I don't understand what you wouldn't be on the floor.
See, now you would probably, you do this good. Yeah. You have more insight on him than I. Like, I didn't watch him in high school. I didn't watch him in nothing. Yeah. I paid attention to it, read it, paid attention to highlights, stuff like that, but not like the ins and outs of him. I will probably say this, and like you said, the kid from Georgia was Edwards, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is.
I don't
from
know.
what I've read and saw about him, like, he's supposed to be a beast, But I will tell you this, that like, I don't think I have seen anybody drafted who exudes the confidence that LaMelo does. Like, I'm talking like, you can already look at him and tell he thinks he's better than everyone else, which not necessarily is a bad thing.
Yeah, it's part of being good.
I think that's a good thing for Puma, all right? Because I see this kid on here talking. The kid has done some things in his life good. He played professionally overseas and wherever, and he's done his thing, whatever. But like, I see this kid on here with like this blonde mohawk / whatever. He got the OBJ, the Odell hanging cross earring. Like, he has something that I think is going to be extremely valuable to Puma. And what Puma doesn't have that is missing is like cool. Like, they got some players.
You're right, but you have to have both though, because cool only lasts for a year or two, and then if you suck, you gone. No one remembers you.
But the thing is that like,
they need both. They need someone who's cool and good.
That's debatable, because people buy Kelly Oubre and all these cats like that. They are like the coolest on earth.
How many shoes did New York Giants Kithman have?
Who?
New York Giants wide receiver Kithman.
Oh, OBJ?
No, not OBJ. The one before him. Victor Cruz.
Oh, Cruz.
He had one. Now, he was cool. He was on Kith. He was on all these videos talking about fashion.
Cool? You thought Victor Cruz was cool? Victor Cruz is corny.
I mean,
He was good at football for a period of time.
Listen. It may be easy to forget about it now because 3-4 years later or whatever. When we first started this podcast, we used to talk about him being a fashion influencer. Yes, he was cool.
We talked about we didn't understand why. We said he couldn't dress.
No.
Yeah,
no,
facts. Go back. Listen to episode 1 through 30.
No, there may have been, there may have been some outfits like that. Fam, he was
we didn't know why. We didn't know. We didn't know why Victor Cruz was so special to Kith. We thought it was a relationship. Yeah. Clearly, they know each other, but it was like,
yes,
okay,
yeah, that's different. That's a different point, though.
Okay,
yeah, no, we didn't know why Victor Cruz got that deal to begin with to get that shoe, but then once he started appearing on all the shoe blogs, what did you wear today,
right,
on all that kind of stuff, then it was like, oh yeah, he has a level of cool.
Now, none.
Well, that's my point. Is you have to continue to be good, or people forget about you. You're gone,
fam.
When was the last time you heard that name? Or at least not looking at the cruises on your shelf at home. I mean,
look, man, I think
no sneaker blogs care about him anymore.
I think this is a very big deal for Puma. I do, and they have to use it right.
He has to be good.
I think he's. Okay,
it can be
going to be good. He's going to be good.
It can be a big deal for them, but he has to be good. I'm not convinced.
Going to be good. No,
I'm not. His brother was more talented, and his brother's not even good.
Okay, his brother was more talented in college. Okay. I don't think he was just talented in high school.
Oh, yeah. Fam, he was top 5 recruit. I mean, they knew, like.
Okay. Look, I'll tell you this.
The only reason anyone knows who LaMelo and the other one are is because of Lonzo.
Of course.
Lonzo was a sophomore, and he was like, people were talking about. He never played. So LeVar controlled everything, but he never played big AAU events. He played on a small travel team with like their friends and high school players, and they never he wasn't on the Nike circuit or Under Armour or Adidas circuits. He played on his own team. They went to random tournaments. So like a lot of the unknown around Lonzo was you didn't get to see him play against these Nike athletes and Adidas athletes and Under Armour athletes because LeVar didn't take them to those tournaments. But everyone knew that he was special when he was 16. With LaMelo, it's almost been like they had the Yahoo TV show. They travel around. Facebook. You know, he's got his fame off of something other than basketball. Now, when he grew to 6'7" now or whatever, then you start thinking like, oh, he's not 5'10" anymore. He's 6'7". You know, maybe he's like Sean Livingston / whatever hybrid where he, again, like I said, an innate ability to see the floor, know where your teammates are, all that kind of stuff that helps. In the open court, he's dynamite. You know what I mean? Like him in the open floor in the NBA with 2 really good wings is going to be impossible to stop. And maybe like an athletic 6'10" guy. But in the half court, he can't beat, especially NBA defenders. If you can't beat defenders in the Australian Basketball League off the dribble, you're not going to beat NBA defenders off the dribble. So I'm not convinced he's going to be a good NBA player because a lot of people thought Lonzo was going to be. Lonzo was a second pick. I mean, he's already been traded.
But I know it always sounds crazy when I say it. He's never looked confident.
Who? Lonzo?
Lonzo.
Oh, maybe.
Never.
Maybe.
He never looked comfortable. All right.
You might be right.
Like, he just never did. And I think it hindered him going to the Lakers and stuff like that because it was just way too big of a stage for him out of that. Even though he played it for UCLA, it was way too big of a stage. With Melo, I see something different. I mean, that kid needs to go out there. Rookie year, he go out there and score 41 game. It's to the roof. Like, he has the ability to be good. Like, really good. He does. I think he does. We'll see.
Yes, he does because the things that he has.
You know what?
He has the stuff you can't teach, and he needs to work on the stuff that you can teach.
But going back to Puma
and effort stuff,
I think it's a big deal for Puma. I think it's a big deal.
It can be. I don't agree.
I don't see any other athlete in the draft being grabbed by any brand. They'll get grabbed little side deals to wear the brand, but like. This is a big deal for him.
They're playing the NBA. They're going to get something. Right. But yeah, no, I don't think anyone in this draft is getting a SIG except maybe LaMelo, and that's the only reason because he's LaMelo. It's not because he's really, really good. It's because he's a ball. That's what Lonzo should have done when he was a rookie. I don't know why he was out there wearing Ball is Life shoes or whatever. What brand is it?
Big Baller brand.
Baller is Life.
So goofy, though.
Almost broke his ankle in the first preseason game his rookie year, and then started wearing Nikes and coloring the swoosh out.
Stuff. I had Raging Bull 5s on here, retro in 2021. You care?
I think it's a big deal for the culture, but do I care? No. I did tell you I was going to buy a metallic 5, I think, when they come back out.
I think we're supposed to care about these.
I don't care about the shoe.
Cameras along?
Fam, yeah. These joints came out at the outlets, and people will... I wasn't buying Jordans at this point. I actually had this conversation with Sock the other day about, like, when somebody was talking about... I've been cooking a lot of people on Twitter on my regular account. That's not Boost Snob, by the way, because... This is a different point, and I'll get back to the Raging Bulls, but like somebody was talking about Ben Jewelry Man, about like OG in the streets and has all the sneaker knowledge and whatnot. And I was on Nike Talk, not crazy heavy on Nike Talk, but I had an account. You know, you would see the certain people that would be in there talking or whatever. I am 40 years old, and you know, my first pair of Jordans was 3s in 88 and 4s in 89. You know, those are the first Jordans I had. So if you want to talk about people who've been in OG is me. Now, I'm not a celebrity, but I've been immersed in sneaker culture from the very beginning of, like, you know, no one cared about the Jordan 2 really. The first Jordan people cared about was... Now, the 1 sold better than Nike expected because their expectations were so low. But the first one people really cared about was a 3. You know, jumping from the free throw line, dunk contest, whatever. So, when I saw that, and I just remember that video he was in sneaker shopping where he went in there and didn't even know what a LeBron was. And then, like, he called Oreo 4s cool gray, black cool grays or whatever. I'm just like, people who know what they're talking about don't have slip-ups like that. And I'm not saying that, like, it's uncouth or whatever to not have sneaker knowledge, but he's a clown to me in terms of, like, he's always been braggadocio about certain things. And you just, if you're going to brag about stuff, then you got to back it up. It's like anybody. That's why I don't like stuff like that.
But see, I don't blame him for that. I blame everybody else.
Well, you could do that for everybody that people worship.
Is this on? Because it flickered.
No, this.
Okay, this thing flickered in my face.
Been on the whole time.
I blame that on everybody else. This is all Raging Bull, but I blame that on everybody else because, like you said, there was somebody in there saying, "Oh my God, he's the OG and stuff." No. There are people that have just been around for so long and have seen so many things that, like, newer people haven't seen. They just automatically get these titles that they're not entitled to. When you talk about being OG, fam, I'm out here wearing original. All the stuff you're talking about, we all had it.
Yeah, but
I've had more stuff than people have bought. Okay?
But that's not even right. But I'm saying, like, it goes further than that.
Right.
1999 is when Oreo 4s came out.
Right.
I stopped buying shoes pretty much between, like, 98, 99 and, like, 2010. And I don't mean all shoes. I just mean, like, immersed in the sneaker culture. I was buying SBs pretty much from, like, 07, 08 through whenever. But if you would have went like, yo, what shoe is this? I still would have known it's an Oreo 4.
That's the thing.
I've never called that a black cool gray in my life. And there was someone on Twitter arguing with me, sending the screenshots that it has. Yeah, in the color code. Fam, a lightning color code is called Tour Yellow. Do we call it Tour Yellow or do we call it lightning? No, guess what? Tour Yellow is the other Jordan 4 with the white and yellow. Don't do that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But, like, I do say, like, going back to the Raging Bull, I feel like we're supposed to buy it. I mean, I do because I never had it. And
so that was what I was talking about, is like that people will say, and the reason I brought up all that stuff is just because what's said, that they found those in outlets and whatever else, the whole pack for half price or whatever. I'm happy for you if you found that in an outlet. I don't know if I necessarily believe that story, but good for you. I don't love the shoe. I don't think I ever loved it. Like, yes, it had the original one had really nice materials on it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what kind of, and it was an all red 5, which I think was the first all red 5, right? So
people were first all red anything. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, the reason why, like, I feel like a part of me feels like I'm supposed to have it is because it is the actual OG of a red something. And a lot of people don't realize that these block of shoes that, like, came out during this time when we grew up, like Lightning Yellows or Lightning 4s and Raging Bull 5s and stuff like that. Back then, colors like that for Jordans were, like, considered outrageous. Like, those were like, whoa, those are crazy type things. Those type of shoes right now, today, are like perfect. They aged very well because they're for now.
Or not crazy enough.
Or not crazy enough, because I went back and started thinking about this year when they had Safari 3s. And I remember we were like, are these fire? Are these not? Whatever. They suck. But you know what it is that a lot of these Jordans and stuff like that, they're not for us. They made Safari 3s for cats that are on Twitter saying Ben Baller is the greatest. That's who are Safari 3s for. Us to go in there and see a Safari 3. Safari for us started with Atmos Air Max 1. And what year is that? 2000?
What? Oh, the original
release?
one. I think it was 06 or 07.
Oh, like 4, whatever it was.
I think it was 06, 07.
Fam, that back then was outrageous. Like, that's where we started out with it. So that's why we have a respect for a Safari when it comes out on something, but we know what it shouldn't be on. So in order to keep Jordan Brand alive, not alive, but you know what I mean. Like, very interesting to like the younger generation who literally don't know nothing about Jordan. You got to come back out with a Raging Bull 5. You got to come back out with the Lightning 4. You got to come back with all that stuff back then. What sucks for us is that some of us never had it back then, and it never ever retro. That's why I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to buy this Red 5. Like, I'm definitely copping a Lightning Yellow if it ever comes out. Not even a question.
That's a reason. That was why I felt the way I did about Cool Grey 4s, and then I bought them and had them, and I, mistakenly sold them. But I didn't, I wasn't influenced by white laces like you and whatever else.
First of all, the way you always talk to
you
Cool
hate
Grey 4s.
So don't try to lecture me on Cool Grey 4s.
Hated them. Yeah, I can lecture you on them because you had those as number 2 greatest 4 of all time. Number 2 or 3.
Maybe, but I've matured.
You got them.
I've matured.
I
never had them that high, but I've matured.
You couldn't wait to get them, and then you got them. It was like, I was like, what? Anyways, Raging Bull 5s. I don't think they're for us, but they're for us. It is what it is.
Yeah, maybe I'll, like I said, maybe I'll be influenced later, but as of right now, I don't care. There's certain things on my radar, obviously, and it's actually a thought. I told you about what I was going to do. I was going to try to buy those Jordan, the ones that come out and put pink laces in them so I can be a thought. So I got some other thought stuff in mind.
We got to get our hands on those. Did you want to talk about First Pitch Reebok campaign?
First pitch. Oh, yeah. Just briefly. So, someone told me that I guess it's not the first time they did that.
It's not.
Okay. I don't know if it was you.
I don't know if ever, but that model that you sent isn't the first model. They already had one that already made campaign.
Yeah. So, they said they need 500 at least sales to make the shoe. But I just think it's dope that they inbox people, they email people and say, yo, we're thinking about making this. Do you like it?
Right.
If you do, buy it. You're guaranteed a pair. And then if we get 500, we'll make them. If not, we'll refund you. Is there a better idea than that? I mean, it's dope.
And it's like, why can't anyone else do that? Like,
yes, we're going to tie it to Kobe's or whatever else. So from what I understand, at least this
I don't understand the part that it starts at $1. So
oh, I didn't know about that.
It starts at $1, and each pair bought, it increases $1 until it reaches the retail price.
Okay.
You lock in your price at whatever it's at in the cart for 5 minutes. So I guess if you could get on there and it's like $15, it's locked in at $15.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was reading about it. I was like, what? I was like, so it starts at $1 and it increases $1 with each sale. So they sell 90. Like right now, the one that's up, the Club C or whatever it is, its retail is $90. It reached the retail price. So any pairs after that is $90.
Oh shit! Maybe I should have checked out then.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like,
I didn't know.
Shit. I'm definitely gonna be watching for the Aztec when it goes up there because I'm like, oh, should I get that for like $35? I'm grabbing them for certain.
I didn't know that was a part of it. I just thought it was like, this is a shoe we're thinking about making. But
me neither until I read it because I had always looked at it and I thought it was always just pre-order. It's basically a pre-order. That's what I thought. So you read it, starts at $1. Good program. Reebok is doing they're trying their best. All right, Reebok is trying their best. All right.
Yes, they are. I'm not mad. And like I said that 2 weeks ago or whatever when I was going crazy about that show and everybody got angry that I didn't say what model it was, but
I had put the picture in the videos. I'm like, yo, look at the people in the video commented on the thing saying, yo, that's messed up, whatever it was. I'm like, fam, it's in the video. It may not have been at that point, but it's in the video. Them legacies are fire though. Period. Like
I haven't worn another one yet.
I had said underrated model of the year, but them joints can possibly be contender for a sneaker of the year. Not even a question.
I'm not going that far, but it's definitely on new model and it's on underrated.
I have sneaker shows on here. Netflix sneakerhead show supposed to come out this month. I mean, the main question is like, is that even a possibility of like good entertainment or television?
Number one of the people that's going to be on one of the shows already told you I don't care about. Well, he's an actual clown. He has no business on that. It starts
Alan Maldonado, who was on The Last OG he was on there before it got canceled. I like him. He's funny.
Yeah, you're talking about the other one, I think.
Yeah, Jeanette Coronado. I don't know her. And then it has King Batch. I think his name is Andrew Batchelor or something like that.
The other dude who's in the screenshot with King Backhead, I like though, he's known though. Yeah, he's a good actor.
I like him. He's a good actor.
But Bachman, why does he have 20 million followers on Instagram? I don't get it.
He's been doing Vine and stuff for ever.
But he's not, it's another thing that's not for me.
That's the thing. Like, I don't find him funny, but like, if you find him funny, all right, whatever. Like, it's not my thing. I've never watched one of his things and thought like, that was fun. I never. But I have seen him act before. Pretty good actor. Like, I've seen him like act on other television shows, and I was like, oh shoot, look at him. Like, he did all right. And I was like, well, good.
Oh, look at it.
I was like, I know him. I couldn't figure out who he was.
People say take it or leave it. I could leave it.
I mean,
now will I watch the show? Yeah, because it's a sneaker show, and it'll probably provide us some content, but. I don't like him. No. There's no reason for me to like him. He hasn't done anything for me to like.
Sneaker shows.
It's like it would be like liking Jake Paul. Why would I like Jake Paul? It's the same thing.
I don't not that I don't like him. I just his stuff isn't for me. I don't know what it is.
Same thing. But I mean,
a sneakerhead show. I mean, I just don't know if that's
so they're gonna have to do other like storylines where like.
It's gonna be other,
get arrested or like calling sick for work, cover my shift.
I heard
because I think two of them work at like
one work at a sneaker store or something like that.
Yeah,
you have to really involve sneakerheads.
And what? Pete Davidson's in the other one.
Yeah, Kevin Hart starting one that's like him and Chris Paul with Pete Davidson and Ice Cube. I think it's a movie. And it's about like reselling,
You could definitely miss me with anything with Kevin Hart pretty much these days. So
I think he's just producing it. I don't think he's in it. I think it's O'Shea and Pete Davidson that are going to be.
Oh yeah, I like O'Shea.
Yeah. I like Pete too. Yeah. I like both of them.
I don't know if I haven't watched that King of Brooklyn or whatever.
I haven't either.
I don't know if he's any good as an actor. I know on Sneaker Shopping he was just dry. I mean,
that's his humor. That's like him. I used to think that was like a shtick, but like it's him. Can a sneakerhead show be entertaining? You know what the crazy thing is? And I think I heard that Casino Man is involved a little bit. What's his name? Dice Teeth? Whatever his name is.
Picket Fence?
His teeth are wild. I think he got them fixed too. It looked like when you throw dice at a craps table when all they bounce around. Like his teeth. And he owns a casino. That's funny. You know what's funny is like a show like this.
Yes, you tied it all together.
It could have been much better if I would have like pulled it together somehow. If I was writing it down. You know what's funny is like I think a show like this, any future shows like this, they have to include regular sneakerheads, not like people that you see on social media with thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. Like, we would have the best stories about being a sneakerhead versus like, let's just get the biggest sneakerhead influencer.
Have people who know each other doing that. Like, man, that's what I don't understand.
I think a show like that has to be actual real sneakerheads. I've never heard of Batch, Maldonado, them being sneakerheads. I never heard of Pete Davidson. I never heard of O'Shea being sneakerheads.
I know this is a different culture where like you're not really like chasing shoes anymore in terms of like going out. Well, we're in a pandemic, but no one's really out in the streets chasing shoes anymore. Everything's online. But a sneaker show that would actually probably be funny is just following sneakerheads that are funny who are out trying to cop. You just follow them to like on their journey to try to cop something. But like friends who are funny and real people, not two actors who don't know each other.
And for those who'd be like, oh, you're just talking about yourselves. I am. All right. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, not me. I don't care.
I'm not, but I am. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
we should certainly be invited for other things, but being on Netflix, I don't care about that.
No, not okay. I do.
No. But I'm saying like acting in a sitcom on Netflix.
Yeah, no. Oh, I mean, I do.
Now,
they said, hey, you want me? Yes.
I mean, I think. Well,
yes, I do.
We should have a bigger platform in general, but when I say that, I'm talking about like a radio show or something like that. Like, I'm not talking about being on a TV.
But you know, like I said, it has to be set in an era. Like, because I won't believe them if they're on there camping out and doing stuff. It's not a believable thing anymore. It can only be believable in certain instincts. Like, and I can't.
Sneaker culture is just hot. I mean, it is what it is. You had to know this was going to happen.
But a show can't, it has to be believable.
Man, look how many podcasts have started recently.
It would be unbelievable. It could easily be unbelievable, the show. That's how I'll put it. Like,
the one with the man who works in the sneaker store, I'm telling you, is going to be like hijinks. Like he gets arrested, baby mama, like stuff like that. You know what I don't
want like a how high of sneakers. Like I don't want nothing like.
I bet you it's going to be like that.
No, I don't want
Especially
that.
with Goofy Man.
Yeah, I don't want that goofy nonsense. Like, you know, we were smoking weed and we missed that on the drop. You know.
Speaking of which, where is the cat who played I Need Money? Does he exist?
Who?
In How High?
Yachty?
No, the one who played. I Need Money.
I never watched it, so.
Fam, the movie How High. You said you didn't want anything that was like How High.
How High 2. I'm thinking of How High 2.
Fam.
I'm thinking of movie Yachty and what's his name? DC Young Fly.
How have you even seen that? I didn't even know that existed until like 3 weeks ago.
Saw it on Netflix. I didn't watch it. I just saw the preview. Carlos Miller. Shout out to Carlos Miller. I love him. He's super funny.
Because that dude is actually funny. Like the guy. I Need Money. Funny. The actor. I don't know his name, but he's an actual funny person.
Sneakerhead show. Whatever, man. Like, we'll see what happens. I highly doubt it gets a second season. The first season hasn't even come out yet. I highly doubt second season comes out. You want some real sneakerhead stories? Find the person on social media that has sneakers all over their page and have 312 followers. Follow that person. All right. And they're probably around 35 to 40. Follow him. All right. That's who got the stories. All right. That's who got the Get Money Boys. Find the Get Money Boys and all cats like that.
Yes. Find them. They probably even have slim pants these days.
I don't have anything else. I mean, I did have one question though for you.
Those pants they had on back then. Hey, matter of fact, hold on. It was crazy when, I don't know if it was a tweet or if he said it, but when Maul was talking about like what we used to wear back in the day, he has a point, because what we used to wear is crazy. Fam, you have pictures where your entire pants is over your Timberland boot.
Facts. I was wearing a size 36 in length in jeans. In length. All right. When I was in 7th grade, I was wearing a 34 waist. All right. I was pulling my belt so tight, it looked like a scrunchie around my waist. So you lift your shirt up, scrunchie.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Hate it. I was a black vato, huh? Only thing I did have a question before we do top 5 Kobe 5s to us. Me and the homie Mike from We're Just the Messengers podcast had got this discussion, and I said, I'm going to ask George this. And I wanted to ask you this last week, but we had Justin on, and it was, the show, whatever. Is the camera still on? Okay, good. Is it? Oh, man, I'm getting a long pause. Now, me and him got into a discussion about this. Now, George, our resident sports guru, if you had an NBA team to start today based off of what you know about each of these 3 players, who would you pick to start your team off with? Booker, Tatum, or Doncic?
Doncic. That's not even a question.
Period.
That's not even, what kind of question is that?
There are others. When I posted that thing about who's better, Booker and Doncic, people were like...
I mean, we live in Phoenix, but...
Oh, no. Yes, but like Doncic was clearly the winner in the poll.
All right.
But people thought it was a dumb question.
In the comments?
I mean, they thought it was a dumb question for Booker.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Phoenix people. Even though homie Mike was like, not against Doncic, but like he thinks Booker and Tatum are better.
No, it's not even close.
It's not even close to me. Like, Tatum, I think, is better than Booker to me, basketball-wise. I think he's a smarter player. I think he's a more thought-out IQ player.
Bubble Tatum or...
That's the thing too, but Tatum did get the Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals as a rookie, and he balled out that year, and I didn't expect that out of anybody that comes out of Duke.
Neither did I.
Okay,
Bubble Booker might be top 5 NBA player.
For the record, I said Booker would be in top 10. For the record, and I did say that Miami Heat.
We both said he would eventually be a top 10 player.
I said Miami Heat to the NBA championship as well.
That's not happening.
What?
Didn't they just get destroyed yesterday?
Oh no, they destroyed them. Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, that's
Butler
right.
was
that's right.
Balling.
That's right. Sorry.
They haven't lost a game in the playoffs yet.
Celtics destroyed Raptors in game 1, right? And
they won. I don't know if they destroyed them. I didn't see the score.
There was a blowout in game 1.
Fam,
whoever that won.
I was in the woods.
Today was a close game, but Celtics won again, or
I haven't seen
Raptors
the scores
won?
or nothing.
Oh, right.
So I heard the Jazz.
I've been looking at this right here, and those ones on the bottom, I need those.
Are these PJ Tuckers?
I need money. All right. It might be, actually.
I think I've seen him pull out the blue ones before. I've seen both of those. And they were supposed to be
I saw
PJ
the one.
color
I saw the one on the
colorways.
top, but what if the one on the bottom releases?
Anyways, it was good to know you picked Doncic because I would. I think he's a different breed.
There's not even a question. It's I mean, to be honest, you don't even need to look at the analytics to know that. But if you looked at the analytics, it would be like,
oh yeah, it's not even a question.
yeah.
Okay, well, guess that's all I got then. Top 5?
Well, it's after 8:00, so I figured.
Get out of here. This video, I'm so mad.
You got 2 hours of footage anyways.
I'm so mad about this video and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm getting this up tonight. Nope. It's going to take forever. Because I got to like literally... Anyways, I'm not prolonging this. We're doing top 5 Kobe 5s to us. I know we've never done a top 5. We usually do top 10s, but...
Yeah, we have.
We have?
Or maybe like quick ones or whatever. We've done top 5 before.
Seems appropriate right now for Kobe 5s. Kobe 5s, too, when you look at the colorways that they have, I was like...
Well, we only picked one number, so you can't... A top 10 is like irrelevant. You just do a top 5.
I'll do my honorable mentions first.
All right.
Top 5 Kobe's to us, honorable mentions. I have... Top 5 Kobe 5s to us. I have the 2K Chaos. I thought about mention. The shoe is fire. It's missing a color. It needs a white. It needs some white on it or something.
All right.
I got the Ashton Martins that came in that pack with the Hyper Dunk. It needs some white too.
I debated putting those in there.
It needs some white too. Like, and I don't even remember how that released. Like, it was like all of a sudden a pack. And I felt like it only came out of Hawaii, but I think I made that up. Bro. I think I made that up. I think I almost bought a pair that was sold in Hawaii.
I think it was mainly friends and family, and then like limited release somewhere.
I think you had to buy an Ashton Martin.
I didn't put any like friends and family or something that you've seen like on an NBA player's foot or whatever.
I didn't know if that's what that was. I was like, I just don't remember it.
Like Shannon Browns. The Shannon Browns are fire, but I didn't put Shannon Browns on here because you couldn't get them. It's a Shannon Brown shoe.
And I put the Wolf Grey 5. The Wolf Grey is one of my favorites. I had those forever. Should have had no business holding them. I shouldn't have sold them, but I moved those down to honorable mentions because my number 5, I feel like it's worthy of it. So,
the only reason this is an honorable mention is because I think it's too soon to be in there. But I think when we look down the road, it actually may end up number 1 or number 2. The pack that just came out, honorable mention. Both of those shoes are worthy of maybe being the best Kobe 5 of all time. If you in 5-10 years.
No, not even close. Not even close.
Yes.
No.
I know you jaded right now, but let's just.
I'm not jaded. They're not. No.
Both of them are fire.
No.
When I saw the pack, I was like, I didn't just want it because it was an undefeated, a limited pack. I wanted it because both the shoes are fire.
They are undeniable fire, but I would prefer other Kobe's over those.
What I'm saying is, in 5 years, you're going to change your mind.
Nah.
Watch. In 5 years, you're going to be putting Union 1 number 1 shoe of all time, probably. So, I mean.
No, you already have it at number 1 of all time, so it doesn't matter.
Number 3.
Oh, excuse me.
Kobe 5 All-Star. You always make the mistake with the All-Star shoes. The 4 All-Star is the one I put in the list. The Kobe 5 All-Star is the one you always put the picture of up. But it's an honorable mention shoe. It's not a top 5 Kobe 5, but it's an honorable mention shoe.
I'm definitely interested to hear your list.
I mean, it's pretty much an all red shoe.
With
like the
wood pattern,
hardwood's
the
kind of
3M hardwood.
Relax. The hardwood's kind of dumb, but the shoe. How often is 3 wood? How often is 3M? Pause. Or that hardwood even showing out when you're just wearing it around? I mean, what are you talking about?
It doesn't matter.
Most of the ones have, most of the Kobe 5s have like a little design on it or whatever. The big stage, one other one I have has like a little design on the toe box, but you can't even tell it's there.
Well, I don't know what's in your top 5. And I would have definitely thought that.
And then the last one, oh wait, you thought that Kobe 5 All-Star was going to be in the top 5?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was going to be out completely.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
No.
Oh,
it's
right.
fire.
It is fire, but these other ones out. The computer entirely just die? Oh. Fam, what is going on?
What is going on?
And the last one of the honorable mentions is the and I said this, I don't know if I said at the beginning of the show or I told you, I've matured. I've made mistakes. Last time we had a Kobe list, I don't know what the Kobe list was for, but whenever I left Miles Davis out and put 2Ks in, it was a mistake. I own up to my mistakes, all right? But 2K shoe goes in honorable mentions, okay? Because the shoe's fire. It just isn't in the top 5.
That's all your honorable mentions, right?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Well, technically 4 because one's a pack.
I thought you was about to say
what?
Miles Davis is in your honorable mentions.
No.
I'm about to be like, yo, I'm about to be
I wouldn't
in your
apologize
mentions.
for it and then leave it in honorable mentions.
I'm about to be in your mentions. Pause.
Yes.
Number 5. I got this Lakers one that just dropped. What's it called? 5 rings?
I'm assuming our top 3 is going to be the same. It might
Maybe.
not be, but.
I got the one that just dropped. The Laker colorway. What is it? 5 rings? What's it called?
You think that's a top 5?
Facts,
The
dude.
one with the black outline?
With the
Or
purple,
white, black?
the purple.
It's a Lakers colorway, but it
That
has
joint is
outlines.
fire, though.
They're all right.
Fire.
They look on
Number
foot,
5.
On foot, they look nice, but it's not.
Number 5. It's better than a pack.
No,
Way better than a pack. Way better than a Kobe pack.
We'll see what the listeners say, but it's not
Way
even
better than a
close.
Kobe pack. Number 4. I got the first colorway, just the black Del Sol. The black with the
you picked
white
the wrong
with
one.
the yellow one. No,
You picked the wrong one.
No,
The other first colorway is the better one.
no, because it has like a pattern on it, doesn't it? Like them. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. But you can't even see it.
Number
And it's
3.
not wood paneling either.
Number 3. I
Put
got
pictures of it up after I say what it is.
number 3. I got All Stars, the Reds, All Star 5. The Reds are fire. That's number 3. Number 2. I got the OG Chaos 5. Not this 2K stuff. 2K is fire, but stop. And number 1, Miles Davis 5s. Period. Shout out to the homie Earl Got Soul. What? Earl Got Soul was like.
Bam! How did you leave? Oh, you're gonna be upset.
Earl Got Soul was like, yo, this thinks these are the greatest 5s of all time. They are the greatest Kobe 5s of all time.
How did you leave? Okay, so the
Don't
shoe,
say like some Martin Luther King
the
days or
shoe
something.
that I have number 2, you left off completely, and I don't know how you did because it might be one of the best Kobe's of all time. Fam, you're gonna have some issues here. Number 5. This shoe hasn't, I don't think, made any of my other lists because I couldn't ever find, I totally forgot about it at the time and couldn't find a picture of it. Either that or maybe it did make the list and we never put a picture up. But number 5 is the Lower Marion Aces home colorway, the all
Fire, the
white
all-white
with
ones?
the burgundy swoosh, and
Fire.
it has like a couple other burgundy pieces.
I
on
really
it.
wanted to put a Marion one on there, but the silver,
Yeah, those
still
suck. I mean, they don't suck, but
they don't suck, but like they're not better than the home one.
I remember what's ACL man for the Golden State Warriors when he was at Washington State.
Thompson.
Yeah, he wore those when he was at Washington State. Number 4, this
The names we just come up with people is crazy.
this is the one you should have put on the list. Number 4 is Kobe 5 Inline. The first time, it's the other OG color. The first 2 that came out was Inline and Del Sol. It's the one that's all white, black, and purple.
Oh,
And you just talked about it has stuff on the toe box, but you can't even tell it's on there.
Weren't those called inks?
No, ink is the purple one.
Oh, okay, inline. Okay, let me.
I don't know why it's called inline. I mean, I know inline is
Oh, no,
terminology
no,
in
no,
shoes. Yes.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
No.
Classic. It's classic.
It was fine, but
No, it's
way too much white.
no, but some shoes have. I mean, I just said a shoe that has more white than that one, and
Different,
you were
bro.
like, yeah.
That's
What
way
are you
different.
talking
White on that was used perfectly.
All right, I'm gonna need you to chill out. Number 3, Kobe 5, Miles Davis. I don't know why I'm saying Kobe 5. Miles
You had it at number 3. You could at least had it number 2 after your apology.
No, because the one you didn't have at number 2, you're gonna slay yourself for. Number 2, Bruce Lee.
No,
Fam,
I've never.
What is wrong with you?
I've never thought that high of Bruce Lee's, man.
Fam, you.
I think the white Bruce Lee coming out is better
No,
than
it's
the
not.
OG
No, don't
Bruce
do
Lee.
that.
I think
Don't-
it
don't
is.
do that.
No, it's hard. I know it's hard for people to hear stuff like that. But I think
Don't
this
do that.
new Bruce Lee might be better than the OG Bruce Lee.
Yes.
I do.
Yes, the new Bruce Lee can beat the old Bruce Lee up. What are you talking about?
I
man?
do. I think it might be.
No, it's not. Stop it. And number 1, obviously, is Chaos. There's no doubt about it. I'm angry that I didn't buy them when they first came out because I walked by Foot Locker in the mall and they're sitting on the, Foot Locker used to have the case like right when you walk in. They don't really have that no more, but the circle
they
case
do.
and I mean, some of them have like a display, but
Right.
they don't have that like thing right in the front where you could like literally grab the shoe and just leave and no one could get you. I mean, I don't know why you need a left shoe.
stealing.
I don't know why you would have a left shoe. I mean,
not stealing them.
I wouldn't quite go that far because we did have our current job at that point. It wasn't that long ago. I think it was like 2010 or 2011 when those came out, so it wasn't that long ago. But
I had them.
I regret not buying that. And then I sent you the link to buy them when they just came out. Why didn't I buy them?
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking.
And
I
sent
bought 'em.
Tapes the link too.
Yeah, I bought them. He bought them. Mine got canceled. Tapes got them. And you sent it out to everybody. And now they were for 1,000. One of the best Kobe 5s. I mean, 1, 2.
Oh, by the way, I may buy the pack if my size comes down more to like some. Your size is like 1,000 right now.
It has to come down to like even for me to consider it. It has to come down to 7.
No,
$650. I know it's not.
The pack is going to be 2,000 in like a month.
Oh, 100%, maybe more.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it has to come down to 7, 6. I need a
size 12 is down to 1,700. I need it to be 1,000, and I'll buy it.
I need a worn.
It's not gonna happen.
I need a worn. I need the. I need the white one to be worn 24 times and the other one to be worn 8 times. Then I'll pay like $630.
Yes.
Like, other than that, I can't. No. I mean, I got the jersey. The jerssey came in. I didn't open the box. I have no idea what it looks like. It's just I'm gonna send a picture on the shelf, taped up. For all I know, they might have sent me a
soccer cleats.
Todd Gurley Rams jersey. Like, you take this old retro. I got nothing else, but that's our top 5 Kobe 5s. I know this episode might be a little weird of all over the place, but you know it is what it is. Let's sneak this podcast. We're the best podcast, sneaker podcast that there is.
We bring you fire.
Anything else, George? Nothing. I think next week we have
Nike's still on the cockhead list for the Kobe's release and deciding to do exclusive access for Kobe pack.
Another homie is coming on next week, and then after that, local Bubbles Man is coming on with Rejuvenator and Mini World, and then Ro, who does the sushi stuff like that. So anyway, stuff to look forward to. I got nothing else, George, Greg. Let's sneak this.